Yeah. This is Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Let's get to it. Smoke News TV, where the truth gets revealed. Every headline getting peeled, every rumor getting grilled. Hip-hop industry drama, every deal. If it's making noise, then you know I'm in the field. Smoke News TV. I sit back and wait on it. Cause the truth always rises when the smoke starts clearing. Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Breaking down the latest, every story got layers. Everybody got opinions, I'ma do the homework first. Looking past the captions, digging deeper than the surface. Cause every viral headline don't determine what the truth is. Beef, contracts, albums, interviews. Who's making power moves, who's just chasing views. Some call it gossip, I call it research. Connecting every dot before I give my first words. If it's solid, I'ma say it. If it's weak, I'ma call it. If I catch somebody moving funny, that's nasty work. Close Smoke News TV. We back in the bill. Smoke News TV. We back in the. No bias over here. I just call what I see. Whether legends or the rookies, everybody gets reviewed. Culture over clout, that's the code I live by. Every episode, another conversation amplified. So yo, if you're rocking with the movement, smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel and hype your boy up. Every time the smoke rises, you already know where to pull up. Smoke News TV. We back in the building. This is Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Let's get to it. Smoke News TV, where the truth gets revealed. Every headline getting peeled, every rumor getting grilled. Hip-hop industry drama, every deal. If it's making noise, then you know I'm in the field. Smoke News TV. I sit back and wait on it. Cause the truth always rises when the smoke starts clearing. Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Breaking down the latest, every story got layers. Everybody got opinions, I'ma do the homework first. Looking past the captions, digging deeper than the surface. Cause every viral headline don't determine what the truth is. Beef, contracts, albums, interviews. Who's making power moves, who's just chasing views. Some call it gossip, I call it research. Connecting every dot before I give my first words. If it's solid, I'ma say it. If it's weak, I'ma call it. If I catch somebody moving funny, that's nasty work. Close Smoke News TV. We back in the bill. Smoke News TV.
Hit that like button, gang.
Over here, I just call what I see. Whether legends or the rookies, everybody gets reviewed. Culture over clout, that's the code I live by. Every episode, another conversation amplified. So yo, if you're rocking with the movement, smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel and hype your boy up. Every time the smoke rises, you already know where to pull up. Smoke News TV. We back in the building.
Oh, man, we back in the building. We back, man. What's good, gang? What's going on out there, man? What's going on out there, man? Salute to everybody. What's good out there? Oh, yeah, we got the DA speaking now. Yeah, I want to do this interview. I just want to tell the public and everybody in Jackson County that everything is going to be okay. We're doing our investigation. We're doing everything by the book. I've been doing this for a very long time. Yeah, we got her talking now. Yeah, we got her talking. Yeah, we got the DA talking. Shout out to the DA Angel. Hey, listen, I ain't mocking you, but finally you came out and spoke, so we're going to hear what you got to say. And we got part 3 of Warren, too. Now, people probably went to go see it, but, I do it different. I got to review it. So, Tatum, shout out to Officer Tatum. Make sure you go follow his podcast. If y'all don't, y'all do. I'm just going to shout him out because I do appreciate him giving us this content. We all content creators. Because if I was able to get a goddamn interview, he'll review that shit too. Believe me. Officer Tatum like, oh, no, I got to review this. Let me see what Smoke talking about. How the hell he get this interview? So I got to appreciate the dude for even getting his content out there. And he's getting a lot of backlash, believe me. I mean, he just went on his Instagram and just dropped, I think 2 hours ago, he dropped a video. saying he don't care what anybody say, but that's his business. We over here to review Nolan friend on what he got to say in this interview. Because it got a little bit more spicy now. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I sat there, I watched it. I said, what? I said, hold up. What? I said, oh, hold on, let me roll up another one. What? Man, listen, man. Not for nothing, boy. This boy is talking a little bit too much. If he don't got nothing to do with it, he's talking a little bit too much on whoever do got something to do with anything that got to do with Nolan being unalive, meaning they did it on purpose or by accident, whatever you want to call it, but somebody knows something, somebody's involved in something, and somebody did something. And he know. The whole third interview, he's screaming, my buddies, my buddies, my buddies and me, my buddies, my buddies. And Nolan just his friend. Nolan, he's just my friend. But why no, man, listen, I can't wait to go through this shit. Oh my God, I'm trying to tell you, boy. Everything is about water and my buddies. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, so we in the building. Y'all already know what's going on. We got another clip too, because a lot of people are talking on these little clubhouses, little space and all that, Twitter X space and all that. Oh, we got a video of some female talking about something about the kid Watt. You know, no Warren, best friend Watt, whatever we heard him. We don't even know where the hell he at. His name is just popping up and everything. It was Watt Boat. It was Watt doing this. It was Watt doing that. It was Watt. Oh, here another one. Him and Katie, they all over the place. And you know, he brought up Katie too. He actually said the girl name, meaning Warren. Yeah, he brought up Katie. This shit is crazy, man. So smash that like button, man. Let's get 100 likes down there in the building. He said Tatum number one op is a op. And listen, man, we all do content. I'm here to review it. I'm here to speak my opinion. You know how I do. Put my smoke involved in this, know what I mean? See what I want to say. But I appreciate the dude for even getting the content. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Because sometimes you just gotta let them talk, meeting the person you interviewing. And that's Warren. You gotta remember, these are kids. 18, 19, 20, the probably the oldest. These are kids, bro. So for him to do an interview like that, that nigga had to have a lot of heart, confidence. Remember, no emotions, no sympathy, no tears, nothing. And that's your friend like a brother. That ain't your buddy. My buddies, my buddies. Because everybody else is your buddies. I wonder what the buddy shit mean, to be honest. Because every time Nolan friend come up, he said, nah, I looked at Nolan like a friend, like a brother. But never say Nolan was part of the buddy group, huh? Anybody could explain that in the chat? Or y'all don't find that strange? Oh, we're gonna get to the third interview. He been saying his friends is his buddies, but Nolan is his friend. He looked at him like a brother. Am I tripping? Throughout the whole goddamn interview, it's his buddies, his buddies. But Nolan, he's like a friend. Shit, if I know Nolan that long, that's my buddy too. I'm like, man, look, y'all love Nolan. He's part of, I mean, he's all of us are buddies. Why you won't say it like that? I told y'all, man, when I be watching shit, bro, she know all his friends. That's the fact. That's why he say friend and everybody else is his buddies. I guess buddy mean like a bro code or some shit. I don't know. Know what I mean? They must got a little gang going on, allegedly. I don't know. But I know every time he mention his other niggas, it's his buddies. Everything is buddies, 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 buddies. And water. Let's get this copyright out the way, man. Smash that like button for the people that just joining, man. Copyright fair use disclaimer. You can find it in my description on my channel. Everything that I speak on over here is absolutely for educational, entertainment purpose. Again, copyright fair use disclaimer. You can find it in my description on my channel. Everything that I speak on over here is absolutely for educational and entertainment purpose. Clips and videos I play, they also owned by the original creators. Y'all remember this lady right here? So now she's going viral. And she looked like she ain't it. Yo, I ain't gonna hold you. This lady right here, this that lady that nobody don't trust. The Miss Turner lady. Now this shit is going viral. They saying families of 4 black men said white Mississippi medical examiner can't be trusted after troubling autopsy findings. So now the other families are actually coming out. off these 3 victims right here, these 3 kids. Now, one of them actually drowned. I think it's the one underneath Nolan. I think he drowned actually. They put it like he drowned. It was a similarity. It was the same kind of story like Nolan. But she's getting a lot of backlash. This the lady that does the autopsy and all that. Her name is Miss Turner. Remember we spoke about her yesterday. She's getting a lot of backlash. They ain't liking her. Let's get to the DA though. We're gonna start off like this. Hold on, we got 193. Smash the like button while y'all coming in. Let's match the count. Let's get to the DA. Now, the DA, she just dropped this interview not so long ago, about I think a couple hours ago, whatever. And I guess she's getting a lot of letters and shit too to her office. So she want to back up, the sheriff, all the officials involved and all this. She's saying that don't listen to the public. We got this under control. We've been doing this many years. I've been doing this a lot of years. Y'all don't need to be panicking out there. Just let us do our job, Jackson County, and all the public out there on the internet. Just let her do her job. That's exactly how she sounds. But see, that ain't the case though, because people's on y'all neck. We smell something, we see something, something ain't right. No arrest, no tampering with evidence, nothing. But then she gonna say it's against the law of Mississippi to go do something, arrest or something, if you ain't got the full evidence. I don't know what this lady. I'm looking at this lady like, man, all this shit is bullshit. Allegedly. Let's get to the DA though, man. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video.
Circuit Court District of Mississippi Attorney for the 19th Circuit Court District of Mississippi. I want to talk directly to the people of Jackson County. Our community is grieving the tremendous loss of Nolan Wells, who is loved and treasured by everyone. Nolan's family deserves answers, and our community deserves answers. Every death in the county, except those of natural causes and non-criminal car wrecks, are presented to your grand jury. Many people don't know that. We have handled death investigations in this manner my entire career. Nolan's
Let me get a shout out to Kia Cole, man. She say I'll never give her a shout out, man. Come on, kid, man. I don't know, man. Shout out to Kia Cole. Shout out to Kia Cole for rocking me since day one. Appreciate that. I'm gonna shout you out, ma. Pardon me, know what I mean? Shout out to Kia Cole for rocking me since day one. You got your shout out, know what I mean? I seen your chat there, so I'm gonna shout you out, know what I mean? Definitely. Let's continue with the DA. I just want to say a public announcement that we got everything under control. Okay, let's hear what you got to say. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to Kia Cole, man, for rocking me since day one.
case is being handled the same way, with the same care and the same commitment to the truth. We have handled attorney for the 19th Circuit Court District of Mississippi. I want to talk directly.
Hey, yo, Kid Cole, man, you got, I don't know, man, you got to change your name, man. I'm going to call you Cole there. I thought that shit said Key under the beginning. Hey, yo, pardon me, gang. Pardon me, man. Pardon me. I call him mine everything. Pardon me. Hey, yo, I'm telling you, man, y'all know how I be rocking over here, man. Yo, Kai, all right, it's Kai, right? It's Kai. I think it's Kai. I'm pronouncing it right, Kai. All right, Kai Cole, man. I'm gonna call you Cole, man. Shout out to my homie Cole, been rocking me since day one. Pardon me, gang. Nah, man, the names be kind of crazy, man. I ain't perfect, gang. Nah, man, I ain't perfect, man. We can laugh about this shit. Yo, you know why I rock with him though? He said, nah, bro. He said, I'm a dude, nigga. He said. Hey, yo, shout out to Cole, though, man. Said I rock with you, yo. He put that shit up ASAP. He wasn't playing. He said, no, he said, it's good, bro. He said, that's my email name. You good. I appreciate that, chat. That shit was funny. We started off good, though, with that. He put that shit up quick. He said, hold up, nigga. You calling me ma? He probably got his wife in there. His wifey look like, why you calling Hey, wifey, pardon me. I pronounced the name wrong, man. Shout out to my boy Kai, though, man. Shout out to my boy Cole, man. Let's continue with this stuff, man. We bugged out over here for real. Pardon me, gang.
People, attorney for the 19th Circuit Court District of Mississippi, I want to talk directly to the people of Jackson County. Our community is grieving the tremendous loss of Nolan Wells, who is loved and treasured by everyone. Nolan's family deserves answers, and our community deserves answers. Every death in the county, except those of natural causes and non-criminal car wrecks, are presented to your grand jury. Many people don't know that. We have handled death investigations in this manner my entire career. Nolan's case is being handled the same way, with the same care and the same commitment to the truth that we handle all death investigations.
Okay, Miss DA. So let me ask you a question then. Since you handle all that shit the same care, the same way, why we ain't get an autopsy from Mississippi from your county, Jackson County, yet then? It's been 2 weeks. It's about to be 3 weeks. And why did y'all keep the middle of his throat? Can we ask that question also? His family would actually want to know about that. Y'all been keeping secrets. It doesn't make no sense. At least tell his family what's going on. So Mama Love got actually come on the camera with Ben Crump and be like, yo, listen, the DA told me what's going on. I can't announce this in public because this is a deep investigation. Am I lying, gang? Mama Love and the Pops would have been said that. When they went to go see the DA, what she said, she didn't get what she wanted to hear. So if you really on this investigation, which is about to be a goddamn month, in about like another week and a half, Miss DA, respectfully, you should have told Mama Love and the Pop that we got all this shit handled. You should have showed them some type of evidence of something. If it was a crime or if it was not a crime. Maybe Mama Love would have got on the mic with Ben Crump and they would have said they actually are handling it, but we can't announce what's going on because we got to keep it secret until they actually get arrested or find out the truth. They didn't say that on no press conference that the DA actually sat down and told Ben Crump and the parents that. You didn't tell the parents that. Because I've been watching true crime a long goddamn time. When the DA tell the family, like, listen, we got something, and they keep it real with them, they can't go to public and announce that what they just got told. The only thing they can say that, public, calm down, we got good news, but we just gonna keep this shit rolling because actually the DA told us some good news that we want to hear. That's exactly what Mama Love and Pops and Ben Crump ass would have did on that press conference, but you didn't tell them none of that. So now you want your little 15 minutes of fame, I guess, Miss DA. I don't know, allegedly. Let's continue what you got to say because that's bullshit, is what she's saying. And that's absolutely bullshit.
Every death in the county, except those of natural causes and non-criminal car wrecks, are presented to your grand jury. Many people don't know that. We have handled death investigations in this, and our community deserves answers.
I want y'all to catch this part, what she said. Part in investigations, they usually, peep what she's saying right here.
People of Jackson County. Our community is grieving the tremendous loss of Nolan Wells, who is loved and treasured by everyone. Nolan's family deserves answers, and our community deserves answers. Every death in the county, except those of natural causes and non-criminal car wrecks, are presented to your grand jury. Many people don't know that. We have handled death investigations in this manner my entire career. Nolan's case is being handled the same way, with the same care and the same commitment to the truth that we handle all death investigations. I understand the public's urgency to know what happened to Nolan, but we are not taking time for time's sake. We are taking the time required to complete the work this investigation demands. Since Nolan...
But why so long? The first step is the autopsy. That shows you everything what happened to the kid. Y'all just got scared because Ben Crump and them, I'm gonna say allegedly y'all got scared. Y'all got scared because Ben Crump and them and everybody else wanted an independent autopsy because they don't trust y'all. But y'all can't get mad because of that. Do the right thing, send the body back with all the pieces, and everything would have been settled right now. But see, nah, y'all not doing that. So what right move y'all trying to do? We trying to do the right investigation. We're taking our time. It's about to be damn near a month. What time are you taking? Instead of doing the interview that you just did, Miss DA, not for nothing, respectfully, you should have dropped the autopsy today. You got all the buttons to make that shit happen as fast as possible if you don't want all this backlash coming to you in Jackson County. You could easily hit them up like, yo, hurry up with that goddamn autopsy because I'm getting tired of this shit on the news. You could easily say that, DA. You got a high authority. What we talking about here? They playing games, man. They playing games, man. Shout out to Tanya Cartwright, man, for the $10 cash app. Shout out to Tanya Cartwright for the $10 cash app. Appreciate that, man. They playing games, bro. They straight playing games out here. We're taking our time. For what? For what? Let's continue, though. Took his phone so he can't make a call. That part. That part, Qua. I don't trust them, basically. Right, at least Crump did a with preliminary. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Why the hell? I just get upset when I be seeing shit, man. That shit is crazy, man. We doing a fair investigation like anybody else said. Yeah, we doing a fair investigation. And she's reading a panel and shit. She's reading a whole script that's going down. Look at the lady eyes. She don't even blink one time. Shit is crazy, man. Smash that like button, gang. Do me that favor. Let's continue with this.
Reported urgency to know what happened to Nolan. But we are not taking time for time's sake. We are taking the time required to complete the work this investigation demands. Since Nolan was reported missing, local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies have worked around the clock investigating what happened to him. Every piece of evidence must be examined. Every credible lead must be followed to its conclusion. Every witness interview must be analyzed in context of all other evidence. The pressure for answers does not change what the work requires. Our responsibility to Nolan and our community is to complete this investigation thoroughly, carefully, without compromise, supported by the evidence and worthy of the confidence of the people we serve. I also understand that many people have questions about why more information has not been released publicly. In Mississippi, the rules of professional conduct restrict the information a prosecutor can release during an investigation. Our restraint in communicating facts and evidence is not an effort to keep the truth from the public. It is an effort to protect the integrity of this investigation and the grand jury proceeding. As your district attorney, I have an ethical obligation to avoid public statements that could influence witnesses, prejudice a proceeding, or compromise the fairness of the legal process. My obligation extends to and requires.
Yo. That's how Mississippi doing down there on the law tip. On the law, yeah, on the book of law, we can't do this. We can't do this. I don't take public statements. What? But you'll take the public statements for the people that you actually want to take the statements from. Let me say this, yo. Respectfully, Miss DA. If it was the other way around, would you have made the same kind of live right here interview that you're doing? If it was the other way around, if the kid was actually Caucasian, if it wasn't a black kid, it was a white kid, would you have said the same thing? I think you would have had the evidence, autopsy, and everything a long time ago, not for nothing, respectfully. But for you to say this, it's like, what y'all covering up? Now you're talking about law books and what I can't do and what you could do. See, this is all a game. You see, when shit get thick, pause. When people got their foot on your neck, pause. This when y'all start going into the law books. Now you want to bring the law books involved now, huh? Yeah, it's against the law that, we go by the law that we can't announce that everything that we're doing in a deep investigation, we don't take public information also, because that could actually affect the investigation. How's that? Maybe the public information is giving you more information on your investigation. You ever thought about that? Public information is absolutely 100%. People need that. A lot of these homicide cases, let me tell you something, they don't get solved without public information. witnesses, people that seen stuff, people that probably that know something. That's public information. Yo, this lady done lost her goddamn mind. That's crazy. That's how Mississippi getting down there. That's crazy. They ain't doing that shit in the East Coast. I'm gonna keep it real with you. That man, they would have locked your ass up, white or black. That's the difference up in the East. They don't care if you white, black, or Latino. They gonna lock your ass up. You're gonna have to just spend the money to come out of jail. That's how they do up here in the East. Midwest probably too. I don't know about Ohio and all that. They know it's the same thing. But in the East Coast, man, they'll lock your ass up if you white, black, or Latino. You got to go all the way to Boston for some old shit like that that's going on in Mississippi. Boston, allegedly. Shout out to Beantown. Shout out to Boston. And I ain't saying nothing bad, but Boston know what's going on out there. That court system is terrible out there. She said, yup, I'm in Maryland. That's what I'm saying. The East Coast, from East Coast down to like Maryland, all that. Nah, they don't do that shit. They'll lock your ass up if you white, black, or Latino. Same thing Midwest. All right. Yeah, because Ohio, man, that shit get Ohio crazy. Certain parts of Ohio, oh, you might not make it out. Let's continue though. So according to her, she don't want to take no public information because it might affect the investigation. Let's see what else she got to say. Smash that like button. We got 400 some people in the building. Let's try to get 200 something likes, gang.
Me to use. I have an ethical obligation is not an effort that has not been released publicly. The responsibility to Nolan and our community is to complete this investigation thoroughly, carefully, without compromise, supported by the evidence and worthy of the confidence of the people we serve. I also understand that many people have questions about why more information has not been released publicly. In Mississippi, the rules of professional conduct restrict the information a prosecutor can release during an investigation. Our restraint in communicating facts and evidence is not an effort to keep the truth from the public. It is an effort to protect the integrity of this investigation in the grand jury proceeding. As your district attorney, I have an ethical obligation to avoid public statements that could influence witnesses, prejudice a proceeding.
Shout out to Rats Get On Stepped On for the super chat, $5 super chat. He said if anybody was guilty, then they would have released all the information. The situation would have never been over weeks ago. That's what I'm saying, man. This lady full of crap, allegedly. I'm keeping it real. She, yeah, we're gonna do the investigation the way we do it. So why you ain't go to arrest none of them kids? Why you ain't go grab their phones? There's so many questions I don't understand, DA, why you're not doing your job. And why the sheriff ain't doing his job also. It's about to be a month, another week and week and some change. Shout out to Miss Kimberly for the $3 cash app. Shout out to Miss Kimberly for the $3 cash app. I'm gonna check that out, what you said too. I'm gonna go check that out. Let's continue with this lady. This lady bugged out. Smash the like button for the people that's just joining in. Also, follow me on Kick. My moms will put the link in the Kick. You can follow me on Kick also. We're trying to build that platform over there. Be part of Team Smoke. Grab your membership. You can support the channel that way. Cash App and a banner, super chat. It's all types of ways. If you just want to support it on the free, hit the like button. That junk is absolutely free, gang. Come on. Hype your boy up too. It's 3 dots in the video. That's a hype button. Smash that hype button. Let's share this video also and get this shit to the light.
What the work requires. Our responsibility to Nolan and our community is to complete this investigation thoroughly, carefully, without compromise, supported by the evidence and worthy of the confidence of the people we serve. I also understand that many people have questions about why more information has not been released publicly. In Mississippi, the rules of professional conduct restrict the information a prosecutor can release during an investigation. Our restraint in communicating facts and evidence is not an effort to keep the truth from the public. It is an effort to protect the integrity of this investigation in the grand jury proceeding. As your district attorney, I have an ethical obligation to avoid public statements that could influence witnesses, prejudice a proceeding, or compromise the fairness of the legal process. My obligation extends to and requires me to use reasonable care to ensure investigating agencies avoid making those statements and releasing information as well. These rules exist to protect the search for the truth, not to prevent it. As divided as the discussion surrounding Nolan's death has become, I know we all want the same thing, to understand what happened to Nolan. With that being our shared goal, we must also share in the goal of protecting the integrity of how the truth is discovered. If we sacrifice the integrity of the process in effort to satisfy today's questions, we risk undermining the confidence in tomorrow's answers. When the public asks, what about this, or have they looked at that, or did they think about this? The answer is yes. Those are the same questions investigators ask. The difference is that we can't publicly discuss the evidence, the interviews, or what those efforts have uncovered while the investigation is underway. Again, our restraint in sharing details of the investigation is not a refusal to share the truth. It is our commitment to protect the process that allows the truth to be.
Bro, I'm just over here falling asleep what she's saying too. Yeah, Miss Spencer. I'm like, what? Trust the process. This shit sound like an NBA team. Remember saying the Philadelphia? Yeah, trust the process. Trust them. What? What process? You ain't give them no trust and the public no trust. No trust at all. How you gonna say trust the process when the own family don't even trust us? He don't even trust the whole goddamn police department. Number one, she haven't spoke to the police. He was reported missing on Saturday. Mama Love said it was there like 5 days till she contacted the sheriff after that because she had to contact them. They wasn't contacting her. So if we trust y'all, you know what y'all would have did? Allegedly, Miss DA, and it's alleged. I'm just going by the history of Mississippi. Y'all would have put that as a drowning. Because that's the first thing the sheriff said. The sheriff said in the beginning it wasn't no crime. So what that mean? He was laid out on the sand, right? Rest his peace. So if you say it wasn't no crime, what's the second option? You're gonna go to the family and say he drowned? So if we would have trust y'all, or they would have trust y'all, the family, the loved ones of Nolan Wells, that's the absolutely thing y'all would have told them. And we wouldn't even been going through all this right now because they would have ran with it if they believed y'all, and that's the trust you want to give to them. Like I said, let's play the other way around. How about that was Warren on that stand? That whole goddamn county would have went upside down to try to find out the truth for young Warren. If it was any one of them boys on that boat, if it was the other way around, Nolan would have been locked up. That town would have went upside. That town would have went crazy. And you know who they would have locked up? Because he's the only black kid with them? Nolan Wells. And I'm lying? I'll sit back and wait on that. They would have locked up Nolan if it was the other way around. Hands down. Heck, because he was the only black kid with them. I'm saying with them. He was the only black kid with them. If that shit was the other way around and all of them was there, Nolan was there, the first kid they would have locked up was Nolan with no hesitation. And if Nolan never even did, if say Nolan didn't do nothing to that kid, Nolan would have had to bail out all types of shit. He had to prove that shit in court. But they would have locked his ass up right away. So why y'all don't do the same for that's why Mama Love is saying that at the beginning. Why y'all don't do the same to them? Why y'all don't lock them up, bring them down to the court, bring them down to the station, interview them. Now I mean, get them recorded. Like, what we doing here? This is investigation. Y'all still don't even know if he drowned or not. Because if y'all was confident that he drowned, let me tell you something else, Miss DA. You would have never did this goddamn interview in his live by yourself. If y'all was confident that this kid actually drowned, we won't have to go through none of this shit. Mr. Officer Tatum would have never had to take a trip to go interview Warren. None of this shit wouldn't exist if y'all was that confident that he drowned. So if y'all don't want the backlash, the hate mails and all this allegedly that y'all receiving from the public, why y'all just, if y'all that confidence, why y'all just drop the autopsy, put in the port and be like, yo, listen, man, y'all bugging out. The kid drowned. Here, this is the evidence. If y'all that confidence. Shout out to Clarity, man, for that 100 gems. Shout out to Quan for that 10 gems. Let's continue, man. Nathan Johnson said he drowned. All right, we got one right here. How he drowned then? Put it in the chat. Nathan Johnson. He drowned. Before we continue, respectfully, in your opinion, how did he drown? How he even got in the water? Ask this. Just give me your opinion in the chat. Respectfully. Don't be disrespectful. Just put it in the chat respectfully. In your opinion, how did Nolan drown? I want to see what he got to say. I just want to see his opinion. I'm going to give him some time. He might be writing a long paragraph, whatever. I don't know. Let's give him a little time. Because I love to hear people's opinions. I want to know, in your opinion, how did he get in the water and how did he drown? What's your opinion on that? And there was thousands of people on the island, according to Warren, his friend, and others. You taking long, chat. What you doing? Come on, man. All right, man. Maybe you'll drop the comment in a few. Let's continue though, man.
With ask, what about this, or have they looked at that, or did they think about this? The answer is yes. Those are the same questions investigators ask. The difference is that we can't publicly discuss the evidence, the interviews, or what those efforts have uncovered while the investigation is underway. Again, our restraint in sharing details of the investigation is not a refusal to share the truth. It is our commitment to protect the process that allows the truth to be known with confidence. There's a lot of information out there, and there is a heck of a lot of misinformation out there. I simply want the community I serve to know that this investigation is being handled with the care, professionalism, and commitment to the truth that every family in Jackson County deserves. As we continue this important work, Nolan's family, his friends, and all who loved him remain in our prayers.
That's crazy. She got the nerve to really come out and say some shit like that, yo. As long as you've been in that profession, I've been doing this a very long time. Y'all just gotta you gotta trust us, trust the process. What process? Now you telling us that's a process going on? What process we should? Y'all been doing this a very long time, so y'all should have that shit. Boom, 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 bang, 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 boom, right in public. Here, media, this what happened. So, what process should we trust? Process we're gonna trust that y'all terrible of doing your job. Hello, that's the process you want us to trust that y'all terrible at doing your job because we waiting there and there a month already. Since y'all so confident on y'all process, y'all can't give us one bit of y'all process, a quote, something. You gotta be shitting me, man. You can't make this shit up, man. This shit sound like an NBA team. Remember when who watched NBA? Remember when Joel Embiid got drafted and had Ben Simmons, and it was like trust the process. That's how she sound. And Philadelphia ain't do shit ever since. They talking about some trust the process. I'm a Knicks fan. Shout out to the Philly fans though. I rock with y'all, Philly. You know I'm an Eagles fan, so. Shout out to Yolanda over there and Kick, man. Shout out to Yolanda over there and Kick. Appreciate you over there and Kick. Shout out to Yolanda over there and Kick. Yeah, let's get to the spicy shit though. Let's get to the friend third part interview that he did with actually Officer Tatum. Go make sure y'all go check Tatum podcast and all that. I know a lot of people don't like him, a lot of people do like him, so but I appreciate the content he actually brought out. But smash that like button, man. We got 600 something people in the gang, man. Come on, let's get to 300 like gang because we about to get to the spicy part. This is the part I was waiting for. Because when you let people sit down, they just talk a little bit too much. And you just got to catch them sometimes. And then you got to put your opinion. You see, the DA want to act like it's nothing going on. I don't know if you've been watching Nolan Friend interview, Miss DA. I know the fans probably watching it, but let's continue, though. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video, hype your boy up, man. Y'all know the vibe.
We walked in, 4th of July, everybody was out there. Nolan rode out on the Triton, and then we had a Palm Beach, 18 Palm Beach. There was 4 guys on that. The rest of the group, which was ranged from maybe 10 to 15 or 16 people on my buddy's tide line.
Yeah, so y'all pretty much having a good time. And then you guys get ready to leave prematurely.
Right.
And like, what? Explain that, because you guys got there around 10.
Yeah.
It's now 4:30.
Right.
People are still out there partying and
Correct.
they're having a good time, but something happened to where it necessitated you guys to get the boat up and running. Can you explain that?
Yeah. So I had a girl come up to me and say, "Hey, your brother just got in a fight." And obviously I have a
I want y'all to pay attention to this part, because I kind of got a theory on that part where he about to bring up. Now, I know people probably watched it already, but pay attention if y'all didn't. He said his little brother got into a fight. His little brother, remind y'all, little brother. Not older brother, little brother. And it's a lot of alcohol, allegedly. Well, they was drinking, because Warren said they was drinking. So there's a lot of drinks on the island, including, hold up, pardon me, then I just burped, pardon me, including minors, allegedly. Because he said his little brother about to get into, I'm going to let you hear it out. I just wanted to throw that in there. Minors and drink. Getting loopy. Getting loopy, y'all. Y'all know how the little YNs get act sometimes. Let's continue.
brother to me, 15 or 16 people on my buddy's tide line.
Yeah, so y'all pretty much having a good time. And then you guys get ready to leave prematurely.
Right.
And like, what? Explain that, because you guys got there around 10.
Yeah.
It's now 4:30.
Right.
People are still out there partying and
Correct.
they're having a good time, but something happened to where it necessitated you guys to get the boat up and running. Can you explain that?
Yeah. So I had a girl come up to me and say, "Hey, your brother just got in a fight." And obviously I have a younger brother, and that's who she was talking about. And I was freaked out. So I walked over to the beach, and I didn't walk over. I ran over. I made a beeline. I didn't talk to anybody. Put my drink down and walked over there. And my brother was kind of angry, and there was a lot going on. But someone was getting pulled away. I don't know who it was. And my brother was like, "Oh, I just got in a fight, and this guy punched me in the face," and I punched him right back. And then went to the ground, and my brother put him in an arm bar. And
was Nolan involved in any of this?
Absolutely not. And this guy punched me in the face, and I punched him right back. And then went to the ground, and my brother put him in an arm bar. And
was Nolan involved in any of this?
Absolutely not. When I was over there was a bunch of younger guys like my brother's age, and I mean, Nolan. I never saw Nolan over there.
How many likes we got? 223. We got 700 some people in the building. Let's get them guys. Come on, let's get them likes to 300, gang. Come on. Because when I stop, son, I got something to say. Oh, yeah, because I got a memory like an elephant. Nolan was never there. He never approached your little brother. He never did nothing like that. Never. He slept in your house for 3 years. He been around your family for mad years. Remember you said Nolan always came to your house? You never went to Nolan's house? So you telling me Nolan didn't see that either? That's just one question I got to ask him. Because according to what you say, Nolan spent the night in your house every time, every year. He spent the night there a lot. So he know your brother. You see, the thing that's driving me crazy, they acting like Nolan was somewhere in the cut, sitting in the sand, looking at the goddamn sun in the sky with a girl all day. Y'all don't see what's going on here? They trying to make it seem like Nolan was distracted by females. Hello. Because there's a lot of things going on, but Nolan's is nowhere to be around, right? There ain't no bathrooms there. There ain't no buildings. There ain't nothing there but sand and goddamn water. How all these activities going on, but Nolan nowhere to be? The first video, we hear somebody drop the F-bomb. Remember the kid Shepherd? Yeah, Nolan wasn't in the video. That's not Nolan in the video. That's another thing. Nolan nowhere's around. He's nowhere around, but he's always with a girl named Katie. Armbar. Glad you brought that up. Then I tell you, these niggas like to play UFC and all that shit. Hello. So we got young little teenagers that's getting drunk, thinking they UFC, thinking they Conor McGuire and shit. You know, the UFC guy that be walking like this. They think he him, whatever his name is, and other UFC goons. What you think? Nolan got into a fight, bro. Nolan got into a fight. Somebody else from his friends don't like Nolan. They got into a fight, bro. Because all these fights and activities going on, there's an argument over there, the F-bomb getting dropped by the boat. Nolan is not in the video. Nah, that's not Nolan in the video. Now there's an argument. Now Warren said his little brother got into a little fight, put the nigga in a little arm bar. That's wrestling UFC status. Am I lying, gang? I told y'all these niggas like UFC. And he said, yeah, Nolan wasn't there. Yeah, but they don't know nothing, right? Let's continue, gang. You can't make this up, man. You really can't, bro.
Absolutely not. So I walked over to the beach, and I didn't walk over. I ran over. I made a beeline. I didn't talk to anybody. Put my drink down and walked over there. And my brother was kind of angry, and there was a lot going on, but someone was getting pulled away. I don't know who it was. And my brother was like, oh, I just got in a fight, and this guy punched me in the face, and I punched him right back. And then went to the ground, and my brother put him in an arm bar. And
was Nolan involved in any of this?
Absolutely not. When I was over there, it was a bunch of younger guys like my brother's age. And I mean, Nolan, I never saw Nolan over there. Yeah. Absolutely not. And, okay, sorry, I just lost my train of thought.
So you get ready to go. There's an issue with the boat.
Okay, yeah.
And this is what
this led up to that. That's what I was saying.
So the fight happened with your brother, or a little scuffle.
You see how he got distracted by the story? He said, I got a little distracted. This is crazy, yo. You know how I know these niggas is bugged out, allegedly, man? Let me tell you how I know they bugged out. On that island, respectfully, the percentage of two cultures, it was a more white percentage of people on that island, we all could agree, than the black people on that island. I don't even care if you was Latino or white skin. If you wasn't black skin, the percentage was very low. So how the hell nobody don't know where Nolan was at, bro? Little fight break out. Yeah, Nolan wasn't there. I ain't see him at all. So when did you see this nigga? Oh, specifically at 3 p.m. That's the last time you seen them. Yo, they bugging. Yo, they making it seem like Nolan was somewhere in the cut all day with a girl. That's how they making it seem. They making it seem like Nolan was a girl. Like, I don't know. I don't know the kid background, but if he a girl chaser, obviously a lot of people have to see this dude. Is he flirting with all these females? Somebody had to see him. Some of these females' dads on the island. I'll sit back and wait. Some of these female brothers on the island. I'll sit back and wait. Some of these females' mothers is on the island. I'll sit back and wait. Cousins, everything. Nobody ain't see Nolan? If he was with a female? How the hell you think the females got to the island? They got there by their families. The males, they drive the boats. Cousins, pops, brothers, hello. Let's get them likes up, man. Let's get 300 likes. We got 800 and some people in the building, man. Let's get 300 likes, man. Let's continue. Come on, gang. Let's get 300 likes and better. And let's continue with these lies allegedly that he's giving us.
I'm assuming
brother put him in an arm bar. And
was Nolan involved in any of this?
And my brother was kind of angry, and there was a lot going on, but someone was getting pulled away. I don't know who it was. And my brother was like, oh, I just got in a fight, and this guy punched me in the face, and I punched him right back. And and then went to the ground. And my brother put him in an armbar. And
Was Nolan involved in any of this?
Absolutely not. When I was over there, it was a bunch of younger guys like my brother's age, and I mean, Nolan. I never saw Nolan over there.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. And okay, sorry, I just lost my train of thought.
So you get ready to go. There's an issue with the boat.
Okay, yeah.
And this is
well,
what
yeah, this
ended
led up to that. That's what I was saying.
So the fight happened with your brother, or a little scuffle. You know, I'm assuming that it was cleared up.
You're right.
You got your brother out of that situation, and then how did you find out that this boat is sinking?
Well, I walk back over, and like we're probably around each other for a little bit. I mean, you know, I wasn't thinking anything of it. I told my brother, I pulled my brother off the beach, and I was just like, listen, get in the water, hang out with us, calm down. I mean, he was calm, but I didn't want anything else to happen, you know? And so once I got back over to the boat, I got on the Triton, and the Triton had probably about 6 inches of water up to the transom. And I punched him right back, and then went to the ground, and my brother put him in an armbar. And
was Nolan involved in any of this?
Absolutely not. When I was over there, it was a bunch of younger guys like my brother's age, and I mean, Nolan. I never saw Nolan over there.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. And okay, sorry, I just lost my train of.
I brung it back for a reason. How you lost your thought? I'm starting to think something got to do with that little teenager fight also. Because his younger brother is not that much younger than him and Nolan. Nolan was 18. His younger brother probably, what, 15, we assuming? I'm going to say 15 years old. That's only 3 years apart. Some of these 15-year-olds, man, they look like grown-ass men, not for nothing. Why you lost distraction all of a sudden on that part, though? I'm very curious on that. And then all of a sudden, y'all switched it to the boat. Now, we want to continue hearing that story. What happened after that? Did they want some get back? After y'all left, did them young boys that was fighting with your young brother, did they want some get back? And they seen Nolan with y'all? And they was like, yo, that's that dude that was with the kids earlier, and they got Nolan? Hello? Hello? Oh, let me repeat myself. Let me rebuttal what you just said. You said your younger brother got into a little fight. He said a dude hit him, huh? He said he hit him back, huh? They went and they fell on the ground, whatever. You said your brother put him in a little UFC move, little arm bar. That's UFC, wrestling, whatever. That's UFC all day. They love UFC. Boom, the fight break out. I want to know who's the kid that actually fought with your little brother. Can we confirm that? So my second theory behind this, when y'all left, did them same kids that your little brother was fighting, because we're not talking about no 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12-year-old. We absolutely got to be talking about 15-year-olds, 14, 15, and 16, 17. They are absolutely not that much younger than Nolan. Nolan was 18 years old. So you're looking at Nolan as 18. He was a tall kid, 6'1", very healthy, play football. How do you think them other 15-year-olds probably look? His little brother and all them. So my question to you is, when y'all left at 4:30, did them same among kids wanted some get back? And they knew Nolan was with y'all? Because you want to say that Nolan wasn't there, but how can we believe you, though? When Tatum asked you the question, yeah, Nolan was involved in the fight? Good question, too, Tatum. That's a great question. It's not Tatum's fault that Warren gave him a different answer, but that was a great question he gave him. Was Nolan involved in that fight, or was he even there during that fight? Tatum asking that question. Warren just spent that shit. Nah, Nolan wasn't there. I ain't see him at all. That's a lie. I could see Nolan running over there because he know your little brother also, because you said Nolan always be at your house. So if he tight with you, he's tight with your little brother. Your little brother know Nolan. He been spending out of your house playing PS5 and Xbox. And you know Nolan since middle school. You said, according to you, elementary school, then there, 8th grade, and a little bit lower than that. Pause. So them little kids, because you want to say they're younger, I don't think they that much younger. Did they want to some get back and they fought Nolan later on, a couple hours later when y'all left? And did your brother left with you also when y'all left at 4:30? Or did your brother absolutely got into another fight? He stood on the island and Nolan was there at that present? Hello. But see, they can't ask this minor because he's a minor. His brother's a minor. Did your brother leave with you at 4:30? Or did your brother, your younger brother, stood there with his friends and probably got into another fight with the same crew? And was Nolan there at that? What's going on? These are a lot of questions now. Because once upon a time, we was all young too with our friends. Hello. So we know how shit could get. Hello. You know you done effed up, right? You know you done effed up, right? You know you effed up, right? Can't make this shit up.
You get so you
Guys like my brother's age, and I mean, Nolan. I never saw Nolan over there.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. And but okay, sorry, I just lost my train of thought.
So you get.
How you use your train of thought? I'm just gonna pause it one more time there, because that part is absolutely, that shit is a clue, bro. His younger brother got into a brawl. We just don't know what type of brawl they got into. And last time I recall, when little niggas get in a brawl, they want that get back. Maybe when y'all left, that's why my questions to him, did your brother leave with y'all? And how you just lost train of thoughts? Oh my God, I just lost my train of thoughts. How the hell, nigga, you ain't getting loopy on the interview? You know why you losing your train of thoughts? Because there's something going on in that narrative that you say, right? And that little story about your brother getting into a fight, there's something going on and you caught yourself, right? You caught yourself quick. You caught yourself quick. Oh, and I just lost a little train of thoughts. Yeah, you caught yourself. It's something about that event that happened with that fight with your younger brother. It's something about that, bro. That's why you skipped this shit. I'm not dumb. I've been arrested. I've been juvenile jail, all types of shit. So I've been through this shit. I've been through it. If you've never been through it with police investigations and interviews and how they trying to talk to you and all this, you ain't gonna know what the hell I'm talking about. You got to catch these little words they be saying, because they do the same thing to us when they got us downtown for anything. So when I hear you say your brother got involved in a fight, okay, that shit can lead on to a later on activity. Maybe they want some get back. So Nolan was involved, but you quick to say Nolan wasn't there. I'm hard to believe that, because Nolan know your little brother. He spent the night there. He partied there. He played PS5 and Xbox there. He at the pool and everything. He fishing with y'all. How he don't know your little brother? You don't think he put his beard down and ran over there to go help your little brother too? I can absolutely see Nolan doing that. Just like you said you put your beard down and you ran over there because the girl said that your brother was fighting, I absolutely could see Nolan doing the same thing. Hello. Who you fooling? Nolan, as a black kid, one thing I could say, as us, we very overprotective and we love y'all. The chat could agree. I speak about that shit all the time. When y'all with us, we make sure y'all make it home to y'all bed, go to sleep, all that shit. We bring y'all part of the family and everything. So if we hear y'all getting in a little rumble, or your little brother getting a little rumble, and I known y'all for about 5, 6, 7 years, 10 years, I'm gonna go run over there too and go see what's going on with my little bro. Because I'm gonna call him my little bro like I call you my bro. Hello. So how the hell Nolan wasn't there? So you tell me Nolan was on the other side of the island with Katie once again? That's bullshit, Warren. Come on, Warren. You got to come better than that, champ. Nolan look at y'all like family, so he absolutely going to run to that fight and see what's going on with his little bro. Stop playing with me, man. Stop playing with me. Because when you look at shit, just because you from the suburbs, you come from money, everything you do outside, it connects the same way in the urban city, in the hood. There's no difference. The only difference is y'all got less crimes, no drugs, no drug dealers on the corners, no projects, no little, know what I mean, public houses. Y'all don't got that out there, but it's the same shit. So when you really in the streets, you know little dumb shit that the people that's not really involved in the streets, because y'all trying to cover up shit, but we can see through that because we come from this type of shit. Niggas watch 48 hours every day. They can figure you out in ASAP. Come on, man. You're lying. Nolan was at that fight. That's why you stumbled. That's why you say, "Oh my God, I lost track." Yeah, because you ain't want to speak a little bit too more. I caught that. I caught that. Let's continue. I caught that. You stumbled right through that and start talking about the boat. Next, right we about to get to. Your brother got into a fight. Who was them young YNs? And they drunk, allegedly. Nolan ran to that fight to go help out. They noticed Nolan was over there. Y'all left Nolan on the island. Them same young kids got into it with Nolan, probably with their older cousin or pops. And then next thing you know, Nolan got into a fight by himself, probably. With the same among kids that your little brother probably got into a fight with. And they're not 10 years old, 11 years old, and 12 years old. We're talking probably 15 and 15 and 17. You got minors drinking on the island. Make it make sense. He just clearly says little brother got into a fight. What you think? His little brother out there drinking goddamn Snapple? Drinking Coca-Cola and shit? You think 15-year-olds out there drinking Coca-Cola and Snapple? Make it make sense, gang. They drinking beer just like their older brother and their father. And their other friends. Hello. Let's continue, gang.
To go, there's an issue with the boat.
Okay, yeah. You know, there was a lot going on, but someone was getting pulled away. I don't know who it was. And my brother was like, "Oh, I just got in a fight. And this guy punched me in the face. And I punched him right back. And then went to the ground. And my brother put him in an arm bar." And
was Nolan involved in any of this?
Absolutely not. When I was over there was a bunch of younger guys like my brother's age. And I mean, Nolan, I never saw Nolan over there.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. And, okay, sorry, I just lost my train of thought.
So you get ready to go. There's an issue with the boat.
Okay, yeah.
And this is
well,
what
this led up to that. That's what I was saying.
So the fight happened with your brother, or a little scuffle. You know, I'm assuming that it was cleared up.
You're right.
You got your brother out of that situation, and then how did you find out that this boat is sinking?
Well, I walk back over, and like we're probably around each other for a little bit. I mean, you know, I wasn't thinking anything of it. I pulled my brother off the beach, and I was just like, "Listen, get in the water, hang out with us, calm down." I mean, he was calm, but I didn't want anything else to happen, you know? And
we ain't hearing none of this shit in the beginning of this case. Hey, Mr. Sheriff, Mr. Big Bad Wolf. Hey, Miss DA. Yeah, I just want y'all to trust the process. Just trust everything we're trying to give to y'all. Jackson County, Mississippi, trust us. How we trusting y'all when Warren is giving us all this information right now on a podcast interview? So you pulled your brother to the side. You told him you ain't want him to get all hyped up and start bugging out and fight. But see, one thing I know about young white boys, once them niggas want to start fighting, especially the little UFC niggas, let me tell y'all something. Where I'm from, we could go down to the shore. It's a whole different world down there. Yeah. Yeah, we got a shore where I'm from. Y'all put it together for the East Coast. Yeah, shout out to Tri-States. Them white boys down there, when they start getting loopy, they think they Hulk Hogan. They think they Hercules down there. Oh, yeah, I'm dead serious. I went down there a couple of times with a bunny. You know how many arguments I got with them white boys down there? Them niggas think they straight up Conor McGuire, nigga. They ready to put hands and feet on you, break your arm, all types of shit when they get loopy. When they get loopy. And they don't care the police come. You know why? Because not for nothing, respectfully, allegedly, they very, very privileged. Especially down there. And if they arguing with us, black or halves mixed like me, black and Latino, whatever, I'm brown, whatever you want to call me, I'm going to jail, not them. So I could see that happen on an island on an island with Nolan. So for you to pull your brother away and calm him down, did his ops calm down though? Did the person your brother put in the arm on the UFC arm bar, did him and his niggas calm down? Let's continue. Because I feel like they want to. I feel like they want to get back. If my arm all on the ground and shit, you embarrass me. There's a whole bunch of young girls from my school. Oh, nah, I got to get some get back later. Don't y'all agree? That's the type of temper and type of attitude they got. You might have calmed your brother down, but did the other guys calm down? That part. Let's continue.
So
you get.
brother put him in an arm bar. And
was Nolan involved in any of this?
Absolutely not. When I was over there was a bunch of younger guys like my brother's age, and I mean, Nolan,
I know I keep stopping the game, but we ain't going nowhere no time soon. Big Mama said, I think Nolan was the one fighting his brother. Shout out to Big Mama. I was thinking the same thing, but I was thinking he probably was fighting. What y'all think about Big Mama comment? It kind of makes sense. See, we ain't talking about no 10-year-old, 11-year-old, 12-year-old. His little brother probably about 15, between 17. He's not that much younger probably than Nolan, to be honest, his younger brother. To put somebody in an arm bar, think about this. All my homies in the chat, they watch you. I watch UFC and boxing. All my homies in the chat, to put somebody in an arm bar, can y'all explain to the ladies and everybody else that don't know, you got to be strong and you got to be a little athletic. And that's not no 10, 11, 12-year-old. You got to be 15 and older to do some shit like that. Probably 14 if you got the height and the weight. He might have gotten a fight, allegedly. Let's continue, man. Shout out to Big Mama for that comment, because I was kind of thinking that also, and I was going to throw that shit in the air. Maybe it was Nolan fighting his little brother, allegedly.
Nolan over there.
Yeah.
Getting pulled away, I don't know who it was. And my brother was like, oh, I just got in a fight. And this guy punched me in the face, and I punched him right back. And then went to the ground, and my brother put him in an arm bar. And
was Nolan involved in any of this?
Absolutely not. When I was over there was a bunch of younger guys like my brother's age. And I mean, Nolan, I never saw Nolan over there.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. And, okay, sorry, I just lost my train of thought.
So you get ready to go. There's an issue with the boat.
Okay, yeah.
And this is what
this led up to that. That's what I was saying.
So the fight happened with your brother, or a little scuffle. You know, I'm assuming that it was cleared up.
You're right.
You got your brother out of that situation, and then how did you find out that this boat is sinking?
Well, I walk back over, and like we're probably around each other for a little bit. I mean, you know, I wasn't thinking anything of it. I told my brother, I pulled my brother off the beach, and I was just like, listen, get in the water, hang out with us, calm down. I mean, he was calm, but I didn't want anything else to happen, you know? And so once I got back over the boat, I got on the Triton, and the Triton had probably about 6 inches of water up to the transom. And I was freaked out because I'm good friends with Wyatt, and that was his boat. And, you know, no water's coming out, no access water's coming out. And, you know, it was a big issue, because I think the reason was because there were so many people getting on and off the boat. And at some point, the boat was very, very crowded, and there was just a lot of people on. So that it drags water in. And eventually, I think over time, we were out there for a couple hours. The boat just started filling up with water. So I popped the starboard side hatch, and the battery was completely underwater. And so the motor wouldn't trim down. I mean, my buddy would go to trim it down from the console, and it'd trim down, and then it'd come right back up. And so Wyatt's trying to throw a rear anchor So we're caught, and he's, yelling at people. Everybody's kind of freaking out. And eventually,
Y'all caught that? Y'all ain't even catch that, right? He said his boy Wyatt. Now we still ain't get an interview with Wyatt. We ain't get a statement. We ain't get nothing from Wyatt. He said Wyatt basically got an attitude because the boat was bugging out. He's screaming at people. You know what I mean? He doing this, man. What the fuck? Y'all got any white friends? I sit back and wait. Y'all know they temper when they start bugging, especially when they're around they people and all that. And don't let you be the only black kid on that goddamn boat. He gonna scream on your ass too, not for nothing. If he don't, I don't know if he's comfortable to do that. But y'all ain't been around white people. You know how they talk. They have a whole tampering. They scream, they yell, fuck you, F, pardon my language. Let me take that back. F bomb this, F bomb that, F bomb this, F this. Hello. And they loopy. You been around white girls or sisters. Y'all been around y'all white friends. Y'all know how they talk. Well, white fellas do the same thing. Respectfully. Listen, I had white friends. I know how they act when they get loopy. Them boys, they be bugged out. Especially when something ain't going their way. Nasty work. But the reason why I pause it because I want y'all to understand what he's saying about his buddy. Remember, all these guys is his buddies, but Nolan just his friend. Oh, we ain't done. But Wyatt had a tantrum. He started bugging out over the boat because I guess that's Wyatt boat. Let's continue. I'm just trying to show you the puzzles of this shit. Now we got a fight with his young brother and some ops. We don't know if his brother left with him at 4:30. We don't know what's going on. Did his Nolan stay on the island with his brother and his brother ops? Hello. Or did Nolan fight with his little brother, but he don't want to say nothing? Hello. So now we got another situation with White, his best friend Wyatt, his buddy, because he called all them buddies. He have a tantrum and all this over his boat. So now we got an angry person now. Let's continue. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Now we got Wyatt that's angry. And he loopy. Let's continue. Can't make this shit.
like, yelling at the boat just started filling up with water. So I popped the starboard side hatch, and the battery was completely underwater. And so the motor wouldn't trim down. I mean, my buddy would go to trim it down from the console, and it'd trim down, and then it'd come right back up. And so Wyatt's trying to throw a rear anchor, so we're caught, and he's, yelling at people. Everybody's kind of freaking out. And eventually I'm like yelling at other people, trying to tell them, calm down. Like, the boat could possibly sink, and I'm not paying attention to everyone around me. I was paying attention to my buddy's boat. And that's what all my other friends that were on that boat were doing, trying to solve the problem.
So you're on the boat now. The water is getting up to the point.
So that's his way of saying he don't know what Nolan is at. Y'all heard the word buddy, right? All my buddies. My buddies, my buddies, my buddies and me. My buddies, my buddies, my buddies. Where was Nolan? He's not part of your buddy group. He's just your friend, your brother, right? According to you. You look at him like a brother, but he's not part of your buddy group. Y'all gotta catch this shit, man. He keep he keep he, he keeps saying a certain amount of group that he look at. He keeps saying buddies. That buddy shit means something. Just like we part of the, I mean, I'm like, all right, shout out to the homies. Just like we part of the street gang, like, yo, that's the homie right there, man. That's blood right there. This is that's quick. That means something. That buddy shit means something. Because why Nolan not a buddy? Nolan, clearly, he says this throughout this whole interview, part 1, part 2, and part 3 that we watching right now. He clearly say Nolan is my friend. Like, I look at him like a brother. No, nigga. You keep saying the mother niggas your buddies, your buddies, your buddies, what's the buddy thing mean? Hello? Because if I'm around you and I keep telling you that's the homies right there, you know what I mean? Those the homies. You're gonna be like, yo, dude, what the homie mean? Nah, I mean, that's a little thing we got going on over here. Stop playing with me, man. It's no different than where we come from. What's the buddy thing about? And everybody in chat didn't agree, because if you watch his interview, part 1, part 2, and now part 3, he always referred that his friends is his buddies. But when they mention Nolan, he got a great smile. He walks in, he bright the light of the room. He's never disrespectful. We heard that shit from Mama Love. But why you don't put him in the buddy section? Oh, y'all think I'm tripping, right? Let's continue. People in the chat know I'm not tripping, because we done broke down one, two. Now we break it down 3. Everything is buddies. We're dumb. But when it comes to Nolan, yeah, he's my friend. I mean, I look at him like a brother. Nigga, I'm trying to get down with the buddy group. Nigga, what's talking? I mean, nah. I ain't trying to get unalive out here. Nigga, put me down. Nigga, I gotta get jumped in or something. Hold up. Let me get jumped in. What the hell's the buddy thing going on? What y'all got going on with the buddy shit? Let's continue.
Go to trim it down from the console, and it trimmed down, and then it come right back up. And so Wyatt's trying to throw a rear anchor, so we're caught, and he's yelling at people. Everybody's kind of freaking out, and eventually I'm like yelling at other people, trying to tell them, calm down, like the boat could possibly sink, and I'm not paying attention to everyone around me. I was paying attention to my buddy's boat. And that's what all my other friends that were on that boat were doing, trying to solve the problem.
So you're on the boat now. The water's getting up to the point where the boat may be disabled to where you couldn't get it out.
Correct.
From Horn
Correct.
Island. So what happens after that?
Wyatt jumps to the water, tries to throw a rear anchor, and my buddy Meyer, you're sitting, looking, trying to pull trash out the bilge, and the bilge is basically a pump that pulls the excess water out the boat. So the bilge was failing to work. So any excess water was just sitting in the boat. It wasn't getting pumped out. And I looked over the gunnel, and I looked at the release hole for the bilge, and it was even with the water. So, I mean, we're all freaking out. All of our, we're not focused on anything else other than the boat. Well, then eventually my buddy Bart on the tide line is like, I'm going to pull.
Here we go with the buddy. I want y'all to count how many times he said buddy from part 1, 2, and 3. Because he got 2 type of friends. Clearly. You got your buddies, like you said, me and my buddies was trying to fix the boat, and the rest of the friends was just doing the same thing. Why you ain't call the rest of the friends buddies? Why you ain't say all my buddies? All my buddies was trying to fix the boat. Because where I come from, we say, all the homies was here. Nah, but I'm saying, such and such was here. Nah, I mean, the homie couldn't make it. That's how we talk. That's how we say, the homie couldn't make it. That means one individual. Why you say my buddies was fixing the boat and the rest of the friends was watching? They was there too, trying to do it, trying to help y'all. Why you call them friends, but you got this little group that you call buddies? I done peeped that out, Warren. You know you done effed up, right? You know you done effed up, right? You know you done effed up, right? What's going on with that buddy system you got going on? What's the buddy thing going on? You know you effed up, right? Oh, you can't make this up, man. If I'm catching this, I know goddamn well many other people are catching this little buddy and friend thing that he's comparing. Friends and buddies. I want to know. I'm very curious about that. What's going on with them 2 categories of friends that you got? What's one going on? The buddies, you got more love for them. It's like a little brotherhood thing going on. Your friends, they just outside associates. You just bring them around. Y'all clown them. Y'all pretend like they part of the group, but they really not. That's what y'all be doing, you and your buddies. Y'all got like a bond forever type shit. So anybody comes in, y'all just pretend like y'all cool with them, but y'all in reality, y'all really talk shit about that individual. Let's continue.
Out to where we're out of all this, all this chaos. Because we left at 4:30, and there were still just as many people there, if not more, than when we got there. I mean, probably around the same amount. I mean, it was crazy. Like there was a lot of people, and I mean, eventually, Bart pulls us out. We left at 4:30, but we really weren't pulled out away from everybody. We were probably about a quarter mile out, and we had the towing strap pulled from, Bart's port side cleat or starboard side cleat, and he was on our starboard side bow. And so it was rubbing on his power pole. So Bart turned around, pulled up next to our boat, and we were just trying to get it situated. So that's when Wyatt called Cito. And Wyatt was like, calls him, because the cell service isn't great at the island, but you can use your phone, but stuff might not just send. And it's not great. You got maybe one bar, it won't work that well. But once you get a little off the island, you have cell coverage. And even on the island, like I called my mom when we were on the island, it was fine. Like,
Y'all caught that? I called my mom when I was on the island. He said you could get some type of service that you could get it, but he clearly said I'll call my mom on the island. So you called her that day. Hey, yo, DA, Miss DA, I want y'all to trust the process. Jackson County and everybody, we want justice for Nolan. I can't hold it, yo. What the hell is going on in Mississippi, bro? What process? Miss DA, look what your boy doing over here in this interview. Yeah, I called my mom when I was on the island. A lot of people think you can't get no signal on the island. So then Nolan tried to call his mom on the island. Did he try to use his phone? Hello. This shit crazy, yo. I want y'all to trust the process. Please, just trust us. I've been doing this several years. Jackson County, the public, we're doing this. We're doing everything we could do. And you got Warren over here talking about, yo, I called my mom on the island, all this shit. And Nolan phone ain't nowhere to be found. The phone is with them niggas. Can we know that Nolan tried to reach out to Mama Love? Can we know that Nolan probably tried to text? Can we know something about Nolan phone? Because y'all had that shit for like 8 hours from 4:30 p.m. all the way to 12 a.m. Because that's when Mama Love friend went and got the phone. And y'all was in the house watching TV in the dark, acting like y'all tired. According to her information, I still got that. Cut it out, man. This shit crazy.
had towing strap pulled from, Bart's port side cleat or starboard side cleat, and he was on our starboard side bow. And so it was rubbing on his power pole. So Bart turned around, pulled up next to our boat, and we were just trying to get it situated. So that's when Wyatt called Cito. And Wyatt was like, calls him, because the cell service isn't great at the island, but once you can use your phone, but stuff might not just send. And it's not great. You got maybe one bar, it won't work that well. But once you get a little off the island, you have cell coverage. And even on the island, like I called my mom when we were on the island, it was fine. Like we had enough cell coverage to make a phone call or shoot a text over, but you don't have enough cell coverage to like send a picture, for example. So what?
So I want to go back.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I want to touch on that real quick.
So he said, according to him, you could actually get enough service to call back on a land that's 4 to 10 miles away. It depends what dock you going to, I guess. But he said trying to like upload pictures and all that, it makes sense. You might could get a little airdrop on a phone call or something. But on Go Hard, one of my mods, he had a point. I just had it up there. He said maybe Nolan was in the fight and he was trying to get his phone. Because remember, they saying Nolan never had his phone. Maybe his younger brother was playing phone games. You got to remember, kids like to grab people's phone, be drunk. Yeah, Nolan, I got your phone. Nolan probably a little loopy. Yo, man, get my phone. And next thing you know, it's a whole physical argument. Can y'all agree? One little incident of playing could turn into a physical argument when you got a whole bunch of underage teenagers, according to Warren, because his younger brother and his friends was there with some other younger kids because they got into a fight. According to Warren, I'm not making this up. And then you got 18 and older. Then you got the 21 and older. And then you got the grown folks. Everybody's drinking. Little phone game could turn into a physical altercation. And I can see Nolan getting involved in that because they all loopy and the younger kids thinking that's funny. And Nolan probably was like, yo, stop playing with me. Next thing you know, punches get thrown low, nigga. I mean, we don't know what happened after that. The narrative that Warren trying to start from the beginning of this interview is that Nolan was nowhere around with these activities going on. I broke this shit down 40 minutes ago. Nolan, look at your brother like a little brother. So if you see your little brother getting a fight with some other young group, because you said it was all young, they was younger than y'all, that's according to you, Nolan would have ran over there too, just like you ran over there. I could clearly see that happening. But we don't know what happened afterwards because you're not explaining, did your younger brother leave with you at 4:30 after the physical fight that he had with some other teenagers that is age, according to you? Did the young teenagers stood on the island? They wanted some get back? They seen Nolan? What's going on here? Were you protecting your little brother or something? Let's continue.
Because the phone thing came up at some point.
Uh-huh.
And so was it when you guys got off the boat?
Yeah.
I mean, were people taking their phones off the boat?
Hold up, gang. Nah, man, y'all ain't gonna be playing me. For the new people that's coming in, smash that like, that hype, and that sub. Smash that like button. We should be over 400 something likes, man. Come on, gang. I'm here breaking it down to smoke news the way he break it down. Because I make sense. When you hear some new shit coming out of kid mouth, you gotta add that to what they trying to say. Now it's all making sense. Nolan might have did get into a fight because his younger brother got into a fight. Man, smash that like button. Let's get 400 likes, man. Come on, gang. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. Come on, let's get them likes up. Yeah, JD, let's get them likes up, man. JD5, man. Liddy, my boy Liddy, man. Let's get them likes up, man. Come on, like Liddy said. Come on, man. You ain't gonna get it away. I'm gonna bring it to y'all. We all come from the same life. We all hung out in the suburbs. We all had white friends once upon a time, and we all know how they act when they get loopy. So we not gonna sit here and act like we don't know that shit. We got white friends. My sisters. How many of y'all brothers got white baby moms down south right now as I speak? I'm pretty much sure I got about 10% of sisters in my chat that got a sister-in-law that's white down south right now. Or even my white sisters. How many biracial kids y'all got in the chat? I guarantee your baby father either Spanish or black. Let's stop playing these games. We know how they style is. We know how they get down. We certain ones. I'm not gonna say all of them, like I clearly say, because I've been around some cool ass ones. That one that's get down to earth. But we know how the other half could get on their side. Let's start there. Let's start there. Come on, man. Let's start there. That's why I said we gotta cut this shenanigans. We holding back. Nah, man. This is the. Let me tell you something. 95% of the kids in United States of America, if y'all don't know what's going on, it's mixed. It's mixed. It's either they black or white, or they Spanish or white, or maybe Asian or white. They mix. There's only certain cultures that allow that mixed child shit, and we all know that. Shout out to my Indian culture, but I don't see too many mixed kids with child. I mean, shout. Hey, yo, I don't know if y'all in the hood and neighborhoods where they got a lot of Indian population, but I'm gonna tell y'all one thing about that Indian population. They don't mess around with the mixed kid shit. Nah, they keep that shit to them. That's why they don't bother nobody. They stay to themselves. You go to the mall, you go anywhere, they got their own thing going on. Even the Chinese and the Asians, shout out to y'all. There ain't too many mixed Chinese and Asians, and the only mixed kids they're gonna do, respectfully. And I'm saying this respectfully. I'm saying this respectfully. Shout out to my Asian community, my Chinese community, Korean, all that. But the only way we're gonna get a mixed kid in y'all community, if he's Caucasian. The only nigga we got in y'all community is Tiger Woods that we know. Respectfully. I'm just saying respectfully. I'm just saying respectfully. That's the only dude I know that's black and Chinese or Korean, whatever the hell Tiger Woods is. But when it comes to mixed kids in y'all community, oh nah, y'all go the other way. Y'all don't look at Latinos, blacks, none of us. Nah, y'all nah. But listen, 95% of America right now, that's kids that's coming up in this generation and all, they all mixed, bro. They all mixed, bro. But how many likes we got? I ain't gonna hold you though. Some of them Indian women, yo, they be bad as hell. Word, I ain't gonna. Yo, I ain't gonna hold you. They be having pretty face respectfully. Listen, they be having y'all niggas know. My niggas in the chat know. They be some cute, badass Indian women with their face. You know, they don't show too much. They be covering themselves, but they face be bad. I be like, damn. You try to go holler at them if you want, nigga. They gonna look at you like you crazy, nigga. Now the Indian men, they totally different. They go out the culture. They'll go date like teen eyes. But let me tell y'all ladies something. Before we continue, Indian men, they might got the little Tesla, they might got all that for y'all. But let me tell you, they ain't bringing y'all asses home. Respectfully, I know this. I mean, like I told you, I had an Indian friend too. Shout out to my homie in North Brunswick. He know where he is. He know. He used to break it down to me, man. I like, what I mean, but I can't bring him home though, man. Spoke. I'm like, what? You can't bring him home? Nah, man. My parents want to appreciate this shit. I'm like, damn. Yeah, man. It's bugged out. We gotta, we gotta bring some little laughter to my, you know how I do on my channel, man. I'm trying to tell you, they don't play no games, bro. This shit be bugged out here for real. They still be on that time, man. I'll be bringing. I'm like, damn, like, nah, man. Listen, man. Listen, shout out to my Latinas and all that too. Shit, yeah, we got that. But shit, we mixed with the blacks, though. Know what I mean? Let me tell y'all something. I ain't gonna say I was the one, nigga. I was probably the first mixed kid in my family, to be honest. And I'm an 80s baby. I'm an early 80s baby, you know what I mean? So, and I'm black and Puerto Rican. You do the math. Now we got a whole bunch of these little niggas in my family. We got white mixed, nigga, black nigga. We got all types of mixed kids in my family now. But I was about the first one in my goddamn family, to be honest. But let's continue, though. I just had to talk though, because I know people getting tired. They're like, man, I'm out of here. You over here talking about mixed kids and shit. Nigga, all y'all people that left, y'all know goddamn well y'all got mixed kids in y'all family. Cut it out, man. Let's continue though, man. He said poodle mixed with pit bulls. Yeah, for real, man. It's mixed kids everywhere, champ. Let's continue though, man.
Or is that
Cell coverage, like send a picture, for example. So phone, but stuff might not just send, and like, I mean, it's not great. You know, rubbing on his power pole. So
All right, this is the part that he's talking about the cell phone, how much service you could get. He said, actually, you can actually make a phone call from the island to the land. According to Warren, we only reviewing what he's saying. He's saying, you try to upload shit, you ain't gonna do that. You ain't gonna get that type of you ain't gonna get that service on the island. But according to Nolan friend Warren, he said, absolutely, you can make a phone call probably. He said he called his mom that same day. Let's start there. Let's continue.
eventually, my buddy Bart on the tide line is like, I'm gonna pull y'all out to where we're out of all this, all this chaos. Because we left at 4:30 and there were still just as many people there, if not more, than when we got there. I mean, probably around the same amount. I mean, it was crazy. Like there was a lot of people, and I mean, eventually Bart pulls us out. We left at 4:30, but we really weren't pulled out away from everybody. We were probably about a quarter mile out, and we had the towing strap pulled from, Bart's port side cleat or starboard side cleat, and he was on our starboard side bow. And so it was rubbing on his power pole. So Bart turned around, pulled up next to our boat, and we were just trying to get it situated. So that's when Wyatt called Cito. And Wyatt was like, calls him, because the cell service isn't great at the island, but once you can use your phone, but stuff might not just send, and it's not great. You got maybe one bar, and it won't work that well. But once you get a little off the island, you have cell coverage. And even on the island, like I called my mom when we were on the island, it was fine. Like we had enough cell coverage to make a phone call or shoot a text over, but you don't have enough cell coverage to like send a picture, for example. So what?
So I want to go back.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I want to touch on that real quick, because the phone thing came up at some point. And so was it when you guys got off the boat?
Yeah.
I mean, were people taking their phones off the boat, or is that not typical? Because I know that Nolan's phone was left on the boat,
Right.
even though after you guys had left. So can you explain that? Because I think people need to understand this a little clearer.
Yeah.
Was it typical for people to have their phones left on boats, or did they keep their phones in the water? Or?
Yeah. I mean, everybody kind of goes.
Shout out to Travis, man, for that $20 super chat. Shout out to Travis for that $20 super chat. Appreciate that, chat, for real, man. Justice for Nolan Wells. You already know, man. We breaking this shit down the way we break it down, you dig? We ain't breaking it down the way others. Everybody got their own terms of breaking it down. But the way I break it down, yeah, we're going to break it down the way we break it down over here. Shout out to you, man, Travis, for that $20 super chat. Appreciate that, chat.
To get away from, their phones and everything else. I know I got on the boat to get away from.
Is that not typical? Because
cell coverage, like send a picture, for example. So what?
So I want to go back.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I want to touch on that real quick, because the phone thing came up at some point. And so was it when you guys got off the boat?
Yeah.
I mean, were people taking their phones off the boat, or is that not typical? Because I know I'm
pausing the game, but people showing love, man. Shout out to Yolanda Walker, man. Shout out to Yolanda Walker for that $8 cash app. Appreciate that, for real, ma. Support the channel. Appreciate that. Shout out to Yolanda Walker for that. Let's continue.
Nolan's phone was left on the boat.
Right.
Even though, after you guys had left. So can you explain that? Because I think people need to understand this a little clearer.
Yeah.
Was it typical for people to have their phones left on boats, or did they keep their phones in the water? Or?
Yeah. I mean, everybody kind of goes out to the island to get away from, their phones and everything else. I know I got on the boat to get away from, just the regular world. And no, when you're waist deep in water, no one's carrying their phone in their hand, especially at Horn Island. The water has been very, very murky because of the rain. And when it's just very risky. If you're going to have your phone in the water, some people might for a couple minutes and like maybe taking some pictures of each other. I know a lot of girls like to take pictures in the water at Horn Island. Guys do too. Like people like to take pictures, and but a lot of the pictures you see are on the boat for a reason. And so, no, I mean, if someone is on their phone in the water, they're using it real quick and then putting it right back on the boat. We were all waist deep in water. No one's sitting there scrolling on their phone. I never saw that once, and I've never seen that once, and I've been out the Highland my whole life. I mean, that's just not something people do. People aren't on their phones, and everybody has their phone, yes, but it's always on the boat. No one's getting off the boat with their phone. So,
and so you guys get ready.
That don't make no sense. Now, going into the middle of the water, I can understand that. But if you not too loopy, you know what I mean? Because I'm clumsy sometimes. When I get a little loopy, whatever, we having a good time, music playing, whatever. We at the lake, whatever, water pool party, whatever. You know what I mean? You know how you jump in the water, I mean, say you got the little edges where you can lay your phone back down. I can see that. I can see you going to the water where it's not too many, the level of the water is not too deep. So you able to, do one of these with your phone and then you walk back to the sand. That's understandable. A lot of people do that. People do that at the beach. They go to a certain amount of level to the water with their phone. They do a little review of the ocean, the river, the lake, and then they walk back to the sand. But for you to say that nobody does that, that's bugged out to me. Because everybody does that. People grab their phone and go into like a certain amount of level of the water because they know they're not stupid enough to go to a deep part where you damn near can't see nothing. You might fall, your phone might fall in the water. So you're only gonna go by what, 2 or 3 feet, 4 feet the most on a lake, river, ocean, whatever you want to call it, because you could just stand there and just, get a little nice view. Keep it in your little phone camera. Come on, man. See, I gotta break this shit down like hood terms. Everybody go down to the beaches. Everybody go to the beaches. What y'all do, ladies? Fellas, too. When y'all got a good ass time going on with your family and your kids, you go grab your phone. Fellas like, yo, go get my phone. Hey, yo, little Ray, go get my phone. Little Ray, come get your little phone. Or little Jose, whatever. Little Jose, go get my little phone. You get your phone. What y'all do, fellas? Y'all go to a certain amount of level of the water and y'all take a nice view of the goddamn ocean and the sun and all that shit. I did that shit plenty of times. I don't go deep in the goddamn water. That's common sense. Who the hell does that, Warren? Who does that? Who go deep in the water with their phone like this? Nigga, you damn near about to drown. Nigga, nah. That don't make no sense. I know for a fact kids grab their phone off the boat and land on sand, go to a certain amount of level of the water, and pretty much like you said, girls love to take photos. You telling me Katie and all them, they wasn't taking photos while they was in a shallow part of the water on Snapchat? All college girls do that shit. I sit back and wait. They having a great goddamn time. It's 250 years of celebration of America. It's 4th of July. You think them Katie and them, Jessica, Katie, Becky and all them, you don't think they had their phones on the water by the 4 feet and be like, yeah, look. They got their phone up high, Warren. They don't got their phone in below the water. They got it up high. It's only 4 feet, 3 feet. Whatever level you want to go to start recording. Hello. It's white girl summer, like my man Quad said. What you mean? White girls gonna do that shit all the time. His story don't make no sense, bro. That's why I get upset. I get animated sometimes because it's like, who the hell you fooling? Everybody takes their phone. Look, I'm 40 and I do it. Pretty girl said that shit right here. She said I'm 40 years old and I do that shit, Smoke. She said that she go right to the little 3 feet, take a little nice visit of the water and the sun, and she walk her ass right back to the sand, right, pretty? You walk right back to the sand with your little tin at. You got your little, got your little coolers over there, and she put her phone back down, but she got a nice vision of the goddamn beach. Everybody does that, Warren. Oh, God damn, I just get animated, man. I get a little animated. Y'all know how Smoke do, man. I get, because it's like how many lies Yo, these niggas, these people think we live in 1940s and 50s where there ain't no phones or nothing. I don't understand this shit. Respectfully to my grandma and all them in that era, but this ain't that era. We take our phone everywhere. Everywhere. Everywhere we take our phone. Let's go, man.
Leave out of
And so, no, I mean, if someone is on their phone in the water, they're using it real quick and then putting it right back on the boat. We were all waist deep in water. No one's sitting there scrolling on their phone. I never saw that once. And I've never seen that once. And I've been out the Highland my whole life. I mean, that's just not something people do. People aren't on their phones. And everybody has their phone, yes, but it's always on the boat. No one's getting off the boat with their phone. So.
And so you guys get ready to leave out of there, getting towed out.
Yeah.
And then where's Nolan in this situation?
Well, Nolan was, the last time I saw Nolan was 3 o'clock. And Nolan,
I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait for that part. Because you specifically know what time last time you seen Nolan. How you know that? How you know exactly what time you seen Nolan? Did you have your little Apple Watch on? I doubt that because y'all like to take a dip into the water according to you. So y'all don't bring your phone to the water. So you're not gonna bring your little watch. How you know what time exactly? You didn't say 3-ish. You know they use the word ish. You ain't say, yeah, I ain't seen Nolan about 3-ish. Hey, yo, let me tell you something. Where I come from, I ain't never hear a homie, a sister, a mommy say, like, yeah, you know, I was there about 4-ish. I was there about 4-ish something. We always say four something. We be like, yo, we be there about 4 and some change, nigga. That's how the homies say we be there about 4 and some change, nigga. The sisters, y'all be like, yo, I be there about 4:30. But you know, 4:30 be like 4:45, 5 o'clock for y'all. But I ain't never. How the hell you gonna say exactly the time you last time you see Nolan? Did you had your phone on you? Because you gonna tell me that you know exactly what time that you seen Nolan at 3 o'clock. That's the exact time, right? Shout out to Tony for this $10 super chat, man. I had a different perspective of this, thinking that this was a retaliate. What he said? Or it's like to take one of the O's, or we are take one back. Carmelo Anthony took a football player and potential. We taking one back. I don't get what you saying. What you mean we taking one back though? Because you said I have a different perspective of this. My perspective, I told you it's Carmelo 3.0. I'm trying to that's what I'm saying. But what you like, respect for the $10 super chat, but what you mean by we taking one back? The only difference is we got an unalive young brother. That's why I said this Carmelo Anthony 3.0. And respect me, I'm a little loop, know what I mean, for reading your chat, but my perspective on that shit, this Carmelo 3.0. Because Carmelo went through the exact same thing. He was surrounded by all them, just like them. But the only difference on Carmelo, he got the hell up out of there. So that's the good thing. Carmelo ain't lose his life because he protected himself. Remember, they saying Carmelo protected himself, but I think that's a whole. I think it was more people involved, and I think it was two knives involved in that. But that's a whole different story. That's a whole different story. We could get back to Carmelo one of these days. I know he like, damn, Smoke messed that whole $10 chat comment up. Nah, respectfully, man. I get a little loopy sometimes. So I be on some big crump shit, nigga. I read words, I mess the words up. If you know about Big Crump, nigga, don't words, nigga, you be getting. But Big Crump ain't loopy. I'm loopy, nigga. So, and I ain't no college graduate. Let's get to that. I'm a GED nigga. Let's get to that. I just got knowledge, sense, and I educated myself, not respectfully. But let's continue with this clown, though. Talking about the last time he seen Nolan. Now, this is part 3. He always remembered 3 o'clock. Remember, it's always 3 o'clock. You see, I could go deep with that 3. Anybody in the chat know about that 3? Everything always happened at 3, and it's another number. That's another story, though. Let's go, gang. So last time he seen my young boy Nolan Wells, man, soul rest in peace, was 3 o'clock. So you know exactly what time you seen them, right? But you can't give us a time then when your little brother got in that scuffle. Hello. Yo, Tatum, why you ain't asking him when his brother got in a scuffle? What time was that? Damn, Tatum. Because if you would have asked him what time he got in that scuffle, oh Lord, everything would have made sense. Because they left by 4:30. Y'all ain't arrived on the island till 11 o'clock. So by 11, between 4:30, your brother had to get in that scuffle, unless your little brother got there before you. But I doubt that. I think your little brother was one of the kids and his friends on the 3 boats. Hello. Remember, y'all went 3 boat deep. Y'all went there 3 boat deep. That's like we going in the club. Yo, man, go get the whips. We going 3 car deep. Y'all went 3 boat deep. And you clearly said in part 2, there was multiple people on the 3 boats. Between 10 to 15 people on each boat. Hello. So your little brother and his little gang that got in a little scuffle because they probably was too loopy because they teenagers. A DA, a sheriff, you got teenagers drinking on your goddamn island. Why you ain't go investigate them? You can't make this shit up, man. So what time your brother got in that scuffle? Y'all left at 4:30. Y'all left early as hell. The sun don't go down till about 9 o'clock. I sit back. So y'all left by 4:30. You took your brother to the side of you said you took your brother to the sand part to pull him to the side and told him to calm down. Did your little brother leave with y'all? Or did he stay? See, you don't put the little brother in the whole goddamn case now. Because let me tell you something. When little YNs get drunk, they like to fight. Especially y'all. Y'all think y'all Conor McGuire. Y'all think y'all whatever his name is, UFC and all this. Because you clearly said your brother got in a fight and he put him in an arm bar. But see, my thing is, I know them type of little kids. Especially when they start drinking. In your culture, they don't let shit slide. They ain't no clock clock boom. They ain't no spinning around the block with them. No, they like to they like to get busy with they own. So you telling me that the kids that he fought, they let that shit slide throughout the whole hours? I don't see that happening. So that's when you gotta explain that the people that he fight, did they fall back? Was they cool with that little Kodak moment of little physical altercation that they just had? Did his ops actually accepted that? But like, all right, man, we're gonna enjoy the day now. I don't see that. I don't see that. Two teenagers got punched and one got put in the arm bar. He got embarrassed. Because according to you, the other kid picked on your little brother because that's what your little brother told you. Nolan got into a fight, y'all. We just don't know who he got into a fight with and what time his brother got into a fight with. Because when you bring up a fight, that's where you know you're effed up, right? I know you went back home and I know your mother told you you done effed up, right? You got teenagers, young adults, alcohol, beer, adults, all on an island. And you got 15, I ain't gonna say 15, because that's a high percentage. You got damn near 3% of black kids on that island. 2% probably. Am I lying, gang? 2% to 3% the most of black kids on that island because they on an island with their other white friends. Black kids don't know how to drive a boat. Let's start there. Spanish kids definitely don't know how to drive a goddamn. Puerto Ricans, we don't know how to drive no goddamn boat. The only way you're gonna know how to drive a boat if you was born in Dominican Republic, nigga, Cuba, or Puerto Rico, nigga. If you was born on the state, all my Puerto Ricans, Dominican niggas that live in the cities and all that, they gonna be like, nah, smoke ain't lying. Nigga, we don't know how to ride a boat, nigga. And black people don't know how to ride a boat either, unless you from down south. Let's start there. So, how your little brother got there? How the black kids got there? That was only 2% of the black kids that was there, meaning Javon, his brother, and I guess you mentioned a boy named James. That was part 2 of your interview. Because remember, he said, yeah, me and Nolan got there. I seen hundreds of people with my friends that was there. I actually approached Javon and my friend named James. So I'm assuming James is a black kid. So you approached Javon and James, and that's the last time you seen Nolan? So the percentage of black kids is very low. The reason why they got there because of their white friends took them there. But Javon left before Nolan, according to Javon. Shots, man. Who's? We got to continue with this interview because I could keep on going with this shit. Shout out to Keisha for that $5 super chat, man. She said, I think Tony was saying since Carmelo possibly took one of theirs, they took one of ours. Free Carmelo. Mm. You see, Tony, you should have said it this way. Yo, shout out to Keish, man. See, Keish on the hub, man. Yo, Tone, you broke a whole down paragraph, your perspective and this and that. I'm like, come on, Tone. Like, shout out to Keisha for breaking that shit down simple. Hey, yo, shout out to Keisha. Shout out to Keisha One Up, man. She broke that shit down simple, man. For real. Yo, Tone, now I understand what you were saying. You know what's crazy, Keish? Because I've been said that shit. I said that shit in my first live. I said a lot of these kids from that side, they're gonna be mad motivated. They're gonna be mad angry because of what happened with the Carmelo situation. I brought that up a couple of lives ago. A lot of people in my chat actually say that shit. Shout out to you though for that $5. Yeah, shout out to Tone, man. Yeah, Tone. Respectfully, my bad, Tone. My bad, man. Yeah, Keith broke that shit down. Simple as that. Though. Keith said, "Nah, smoke. Listen, bang, 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 bang." I said, "Oh, okay. I understand what Tone's saying now." Let's continue though, gang.
Was cradling a girl in his arms, Katie, that, water at Horn Island.
Hello, this one Katie get brung up.
Guys do too, like people like to take pictures, and but a lot of the pictures you see are on the boat for a reason. And so, no, I mean, if someone is on their phone in the water, they're using it real quick and then putting it right back on the boat. We were all waist deep in water. No one's sitting there scrolling on their phone. I never saw that once, and I've never seen that once, and I've been out the Highland my whole life. I mean, that's just not something people do. People aren't on their phones, and everybody has their phone, yes, but it's always on the boat. No one's getting off the boat with their phone. So,
And so you guys get ready to leave out of there, getting towed out.
Yeah.
And then where's Nolan in this situation?
well, Nolan was, the last time I saw Nolan was 3:00, and Nolan was cradling a girl in his arms, Katie, Katie. And Katie, Nolan was sitting there, and the last time I saw him, I looked at Nolan, and Nolan was like shaking his head, laughing, and I was like, dude, you crazy. I was like just joking with him. And, but anyway, Nolan, that was.
Why do you say he crazy? Let me break it down in a hood way, where I come from. When we go to the club, we go to a lounge, we go to a small town bar, whatever, local bar, whatever, downtown, whatever you want to call it. Sometimes when we do shit like that in the hood and we approach another female and another homie like, yo, you know who she related to, or you know who she was dealing with, or you know who her family is, or you know who her boyfriend or ex-boyfriend is, or baby daddy, nigga, you crazy, nigga. I'm just breaking this down where I come from. Because it's no different where they come from. They just break it down kind of a little different. But when you say that, you're looking at Nolan, he got his hands wrapped around a girl named Katie, which we don't even know this girl exists. We don't even know who Katie is. And you look at him and say, boy, you crazy? Where I come from, Warren, that mean that girl, she either got a bugged out baby daddy, bugged out ex-boyfriend, bugged out off and on boyfriend, or bugged out family. Am I lying, gang? I mean, we got what, 800 something people in the chat. If y'all come without come from, everybody put facts. Everybody put facts. Put 100. Put a smoke in the comment. Where I come from, when we in the, that's what we say. But man, you crazy, nigga. You know her baby daddy be bugging, nigga. You know her baby daddy be bugged out, nigga. You know her ex boyfriend be bugged out. That nigga mad tender. Hello. That's where I come from. That's what the word when we trying to holler at a girl and we look at one of our homies, we be like, yo, nigga, you bugged out, nigga. You messing with, you trying to holler at that? Boy, you crazy. You use the word, boy, you crazy. You see, when you come to Smoke News TV, I'm gonna give it to you the way we was raised. And it's no different with the words that y'all use. Boy, you crazy? What you mean, boy, you crazy? Because where we come from, that mean like, nigga, you know the ex is bugged out, baby daddy bugged out, or her off and on boyfriend is bugged out. Hello. Or the age that they at, their father is bugged out, or their brothers are bugged out. You see, because we way older than them. But so we once upon a time we was their age. So you could say they family bugged out or they brothers are bugged out. Maybe she got some bugged out brothers that's very protective over her. Meeting Katie. Shout out to Keisha One Up. We always complain about people getting a play. He lying and they was hating on him. That part. That part, Keisha One Up. Appreciate that $5. Man, you might as well grab the membership, Keisha. You might as well go get that membership, join Team Smoke. You showing love in that super chat, man. Get that membership, girl. Cause she dropping jewels. That part. I think they was hating on the kid, man. I think they was hating on Nolan. You gotta I'm gonna bring this one more time up. Once upon a time, we all had that white friend. And when we got around the white girls of him that he know, his sister friends, and you know, the only reason they comfortable because Steve is comfortable with us. And he's like, yo, I look at him like a brother. That's like my bro. I be going, I mean, he always here. He spend the night, everything. You know, smoke here every day. So next thing you know, I'm messing with Steve's sister, friends and cousins, whatever, because they very comfortable with me. And I'm looking different than them. Hello, we're like, come on, we all been there, fellas. We all been there. You get that one white friend, nigga. Next thing you know, nigga, if he got a big family of cousins and sisters, oh hell, you might be part of the family. Lord knows. That's how Nolan was. That's how Nolan was, and I believe that Warren France was jealous of Nolan. Shout out to Keisha One Up. She grabbed that membership, man. I appreciate that. All love, man. I appreciate that. Appreciate you be down with Team Smoke. I can see that right now. They was jealous of this dude, man. They was jealous. Let's continue though, gang. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video, man.
I laid eyes.
Towed out.
Yeah.
And then where's Nolan in this situation?
Well, Nolan was, the last time I saw Nolan was 3 o'clock. And Nolan was cradling a girl in his arms, Katie, Katie. And Katie, Nolan was sitting there, and the last time I saw him, I looked at Nolan, and Nolan was like shaking his head, laughing, and I was like, dude, you crazy. I was like just joking with him. And, but anyway, Nolan, that was the last time I laid eyes on him. But when we were leaving, obviously, no one is getting left at the island that came with us unless they demanded to, be there and asked, this is a very common thing at Horn Island. When you're out there, a lot of people ride out there with someone and in with somebody else all the time. I've done that 100 times. It's a very common thing, but Nolan was sitting by the boat with that Katie girl, and my buddy yelled for Nolan, get on the boat. We're leaving. The boat's having issues. And no, he didn't say that, but he was panicking. Nolan, get the F on the boat. Get on the boat. And Nolan said, no, I'm staying out here. I'm going to ride in with somebody else. And it's not uncommon to hear, but it's not like my buddy asked him one time. My buddy asked Nolan multiple times to get on the boat. Nolan, get on the boat. Get on the boat. We're leaving. If you're coming, you got to come now. And Nolan made a decision to stay out on the island. And like he said,
how many people heard that?
Y'all believe that? Y'all believe that? Y'all believe that? Wyatt, number one, is loopy. He mad as hell. He's telling Nolan multiple times. I can imagine what he's telling Nolan. If you talking to Nolan, yo, man, get on that. He's dropping F-bomb on Nolan. Man, get on the F and buff. I can see that. I can see that clearly. They loopy. Yo, you can't make this shit up. Shout out to James, man, for that $15 cash app. Shout out to James for that $15 cash app. Appreciate that, chat. Let me tell you something. I could see that clearly. I could see that clearly. Wyatt probably was the one that fought him. He's talking aggressive to Nolan. Exactly, Candy Girl. Exactly. Now y'all get what I'm coming from. It's a lot of aggressive going on during this moment. His little brothers got in a fight. Wyatt is upset about his boat, so he's telling Nolan to get on an effing boat. We don't know how aggressive he was talking to Nolan. We don't know if Nolan took that shit personal, was talking back to aggressive back, because you got to remember, they was all drinking. According to Warren, they was all drinking, and they've been drinking before they even got to the island. According to him, during these interviews. I'm not making this up. He's saying all this shit. Let's continue.
Where there's
Having issues and in with somebody else all the time. I've done that 100 times. You know, it's a very common thing, but Nolan was sitting by the boat with that Katie girl, and my buddy yelled for Nolan, get on the boat. We're leaving. The boat's having issues. And like, no, he didn't say that, but he was panicking. Nolan, get the F on the boat. Get on the boat. And Nolan said, no, I'm staying out here. I'm going to ride in with somebody else. And it's not uncommon to hear, but it's not like my buddy asked him one time. My buddy asked Nolan multiple times to get on the boat. Nolan, get on the boat. Get on the boat. We're leaving. If you're coming, you got to come now. Get the F on the boat. Get on the boat. And Nolan said, no, I'm staying out here. I'm going to ride in with somebody else. And it's not uncommon to hear, but it's not like my buddy asked him one time.
What word he just used? What word he just used? But you look at Nolan as a brother, though, right? What word he just used? What he said? My what? He said what? My what? My buddy. Exactly, Yolanda. Shout out to Yolanda over there on Kick. My buddy. Y'all people think this shit is, people that really think outside the box ain't thinking this shit is ain't strange. Bro, he just said my buddy told him multiple times, yo, Nolan, get on an effing boat. But see, my problem is, if that's my brother and I know that, like, my buddies outnumber my brother, my friend, because I mean, bro, I'm not gonna leave my boy there. So that tells me your punk ass left because your buddy told you let's go. What's up with this buddy group going on? Why you ain't telling Nolan let's get on a boat? That's your brother. That's your friend. You introduce him to everybody else according to, I guess, so far with the interviews you telling us. You got a thing where you call your certain friends buddies, and then you got another side where you call your friends friends. What's the difference? What's the difference term between buddy and friends? What's the different category that you got these friendship with the buddy section and you got the friend section? What's the difference? You ain't fooling me with this buddy shit, bro. You ain't called Nolan a buddy now one goddamn time. And if nobody don't seem like act like that ain't strange, go back and look at his whole interviews. This one interview, one part 1, 2, and 3. His little group called buddies. The friends, they outsiders. That part. And that's exactly what I see. What we talking about here? Niggas better wake up.
I asked Nolan multiple with that Katie girl, and my buddy yelled for Nolan. Nolan, get on the boat. We're leaving. The boat's having issues. And like, no, he didn't say that, but he was panicking. Nolan, get the F on the boat. Get on the boat. And Nolan said, no, I'm staying out here. I'm going to ride in with somebody else. And it's not uncommon to hear, but it's not like my buddy asked him one time. My buddy asked Nolan multiple times to get on the boat. Nolan, get on the boat. Get on the boat. We're leaving. If you're coming, you got to come now. And Nolan made a decision to stay out on the island. And like he said,
How many people heard that? Were there
at least
just a
five
few, or?
I mean, everyone that was on our boat right there, because the Palm Beach had already left. My buddy went ahead and went home on the Palm Beach, and three guys on the way back. And Nolan wasn't the only person to ride out there with us and in with somebody else.
Why you don't say my buddy Nolan wasn't a person that wouldn't ride out with us, but ride with somebody else? Why you don't throw the word buddy with Nolan? I'm just curious. Let's continue. Why you don't throw the word buddy, my buddy Nolan, if he didn't ride out with us? It's not like it's normal to get a ride somewhere. I mean, get a ride for somebody else on the island. That's what I would have said. If that's my buddy, I would have said, yo, my buddy Nolan, if we didn't give him a ride, it's normal for him to get it. I mean, everybody get a ride from somebody else on the island. But you never throw Nolan in a buddy conversation. Bro, a kid could realize this shit. This shit don't take a scientist going to school, a detective. So when people want to say, yo, Smoke, you bad detective. No, nigga, it doesn't take a detective to realize what he's saying. You just sit back and relax and just hear what he's saying. He never thrown Nolan in a buddy group. What the hell? That shit ain't no detective work. Can't make this shit up. Let's continue, gang. Nolan is not part of the buddy group, whatever the hell that means.
I mean, we had multiple people in our group that.
How many people heard that? Were there just
at least
just a
five
few, or?
I mean, everyone that was on our boat right there, because the Palm Beach had already left. My buddy went ahead and went home on the Palm Beach, and three guys on the way back. And Nolan wasn't the only person to ride.
Shout out to Simmons. I'm Gene Simmons. I'm Gene Simmons. Nah, he been mentioning name. He mentioned Wyatt name. He just ain't mention the third person name. So like him trying to cover the names up with buddies, respectfully, nah, he been mentioned Wyatt name. That's one of the three. But he never mentioned the third person name, but he always mentioned buddies. And when you mention buddies, that means it's got to be multiple people. It's something about that buddy group it's something strange going on with that shit.
Out there with us and in with somebody else. I mean, we had multiple people in our group that rode out with us and rode in on someone else's boat. And that, like I said, that's not an uncommon thing to do. I mean, a lot of people do that. I could name probably 50 people out there that day that ran out with somebody and ran back in with somebody else. So, I mean, it's not like it's an uncommon thing, but it's not like we just left him there or my friends just left him there. Nolan made a decision to stay on the island after my friends asked him multiple times and told him to get on the boat, and he decided to stay.
And I heard the girl that he was with, Katie.
You see, that's the shit I don't understand. That's your brother. That's your homie. That's your man. You should have never left him there. I don't care what your homies are saying. Y'all came in 3 boats. You know how to ride a boat. Why you ain't stay there with your homie? If your little brother would have stood there, you would have stood there with him, which I think your little brother was actually on the island. But that's your homie. That's your brother. I don't know how close he is with Wyatt and the other guys, whatever, but we know how close y'all two is because you show us pictures of y'all two. And he said you clearly say he always come to your house since y'all known each other. So when your buddies tell you let's go and they saying F Nolan, you just gonna go off with your buddies, right? Hello. So when your buddies tell you let's go, it's F Nolan now, right? All right. And Nolan know everybody on the island? That's hard for me to believe too. But let's continue though. And remember, they always trying to connect Nolan with a female, like he was girl chasing. Let's go.
Had text somebody
Yeah.
that she heard people yelling
Correct.
for Nolan to get on it. Is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
true?
And I have a picture of that. She texted my buddy, and the next day everybody was panicking and everybody's texting Katie, you know. But beach has, and that like I said, that's not an uncommon thing to do, you know. I mean, a lot of people do that. I could name probably 50 people out there that day that ran out with somebody and ran back in with somebody else. So I mean, it's not like it's an uncommon thing, but it's not like we just left him there or my friends just left him there. Nolan made a decision to stay on the island after my friends asked him multiple times and told him to get on the boat, and he decided to stay.
And I heard the girl that he was with, Katie, had text somebody that she heard people yelling
Correct.
for Nolan to get on it. Is
Yeah,
that true?
and I have a picture of that. She texted my buddy, and the next day everybody was panicking and everybody's texting Katie, you know, because she was obviously seen with Nolan the whole day at the island. Katie sent a message to my buddy the next day and
Remember the first statement was that his friends, him and the other two, they ain't know the girl Katie. So how Katie text your buddy, but 2 weeks ago when this shit first happened, 2 weeks of some change, y'all statement was, according to the narrative that was out there, y'all didn't know the girl Katie that he was with on the island. Am I tripping here? Anybody remember that? I know I'm not tripping. Remember the first narrative that the boys didn't know the girl Katie that he was on the island with? Am I tripping? Anybody remember that? There's 800-something people in the building. I know somebody remember that shit. They said they didn't know the girl Katie. But now all of a sudden Katie texting your buddy? I knew I wasn't tripping. I knew I wasn't tripping. They said they didn't know the girl Katie. How the hell all of a sudden your girl Katie is texting your buddy? Make it make sense. Shout out to Rock, man. Always showing love for that cash app. Shout out to Rock for that cash app. Appreciate that, chat. Let's continue, man. All of a sudden they know Katie now, right? I know.
And the next day, everybody was panicking and everybody's texting Katie, you know, because she was obviously seen with Nolan the whole day at the island. Katie sent a message to my buddy the next day and said, you know, this is the last time I saw him, you know, he's really sweet. But she also mentioned that the last time she saw Nolan was when my buddy was yelling at him to get on the boat. And she was right there to see that Nolan decided not to.
Yeah, and so you guys get in the boat, you start to get towed in, and you make it back. Now, explain how did you get to the point where you were concerned about Nolan? Because obviously you said, hey, Nolan, y'all need to, or somebody, not
when
you,
did I get
but
to that point?
you guys had made mention Nolan needed to get on a boat.
Yeah.
He didn't.
Yeah.
You guys get back to wherever you're going.
Right.
Explain that. Did you guys go back to somebody's house, or you guys like what happened there?
Oh, god damn, I done bust one of those again. I done talk to myself about 60 goddamn seconds. You know what, man? Shout out to Travis, man, for the $20 super chat once again. Shout out to Travis, man. He said basically, y'all see what Travis said right here. I posted up in the screen. My thing is, if y'all was leaving at 4:30, right? How the hell Watt was able to tell him, yo, Nolan, let's effing go? If the last time you seen Nolan was at 3 o'clock. You're not telling Nolan at 3 o'clock, let's effing go. You got a whole hour and a half ahead of you. So you didn't break down exactly what time Will Watt told Nolan, let's effing go. But see, I'm considering that it's about 4:25, 4:30, 4:20, whatever, 4:15 around there. But you never mentioned that though. So how the hell you seen Nolan at 3 o'clock? But your boy Wyatt over here, Watt, whatever the hell his goddamn name is, Wyatt, he's telling Nolan, let's go at 4:30. But the last time you seen him, but you on a boat with Wyatt is at 4:30 when y'all left. So what time did Wyatt tell Nolan, let's go? It couldn't have been an hour and a half because you're not going to rush somebody an hour and a half of leaving. You're going to give them a heads up. Yo, bro, we out of here by 4:30, champ. All right, then I got an hour and a half. That's a whole lot of time to do what you got to do. Get little numbers, walk around, do what you got to do. Am I lying here again? Come on now. So what time did Wyatt tell your boy, Watt, whatever, did he tell Nolan, let's go? Because last time I seen, to be honest, when we tell people let's go, it's at least about 20 minutes before we're going to leave. Can we all agree from that? Even if we in a bar and lounge, you going to walk to, yo, bro, we out of here about 20 minutes, nigga. We out of here. About 20 minutes, nigga, get ready. We out of here. You ain't going to tell somebody to get ready an hour and a half. There's a lot could happen in an hour and a half while you're on the howler. This shit is bugged out, bro. So now we got to look at your boy Wyatt, a.k.a. Watt. What time did he tell Nolan, yo, Nolan, let's get effing out of here? Because you said he clearly was aggressive towards Nolan. So that comes from the alcohol y'all was drinking. So what time did he tell Nolan, let's go? You gonna tell me that he told Nolan, let's go at 3 o'clock? Yo, Warren, you done effed up. You just clearly said you was with Wyatt on a boat when y'all left. Because you had mechanical boat problems. That was his boat. So you was helping him. So Nolan had to been right there by y'all, right before y'all left. But Wyatt is arguing with Nolan, dropping F-bomb, telling him to come on. That shit could start a whole physical altercation. If Nolan ain't respecting what Wyatt is the way he's talking to him. And clearly you saying Nolan was with a girl. So if Nolan with a girl and Wyatt is talking to him like that, Nolan gonna defend himself. Because he got a girl by him. He ain't gonna let nobody talk to him. He's 18 years old. You ain't my dad to be talking to me like that. So I could clearly see Nolan defending himself. And next thing you know, it all comes to Wyatt. If he takes that as a disrespectful way. So now he's jumping off the boat and now they get into a fight. Or they get face to face. Let's go. You know you done effed up, right? You know you done effed up, right? Was it Wyatt that fought Nolan? Because he kept telling him to jump on the boat. Yo, effing jump on the boat. That's aggressive. Y'all was drinking. Maybe he was super angry and he think Nolan taking him as a joke. And Nolan got a girl by him. Wyatt ain't feeling that vibe. Because he's like, yo, this nigga trying to show off because he with the girl, whatever. Okay, nigga, I'm going to get off the boat. Now he approached Nolan face to face. Did that happen, Warren? Because last time I recall, Nolan is not your buddy. Wyatt is more of your buddy. Oh, man. I could see that picture happening too. So, yo, Wyatt, can we get an interview with you? Did Nolan take that defensive the way you was talking to him? I'm not making this shit up. Your best friend, your buddy, hold up, your buddy Warren is actually saying this on an interview. Did Nolan take that defensive and started talking back to you, and then you got upset because Nolan got his hands over a girl, whatever, and you thinking that he's disrespecting you? We could see that happening with 18-year-olds. Once upon a time, Warren and Wyatt, we was at that age once upon a time, and we got we got less patience at that time. We on 100. At 18 years old, we feel like we disrespectful. We ain't thinking twice. We talking right back, right away. Nigga, who you talking to? And that's when it starts. That's when it starts. Yo, not for nothing, Warren, he's spilling all the beans. Just like Z Bike on Bike Life said. Shout out to ZB Bike Life, man. He's spinning. Who said that? Who said he's spilling all the beans? Pardon me. Pardon me. That was John. That was John Bone. Shout out to John, man. He's spilling all the beans. You just got to put the picture together. That's all you got to do. People saying no sounds. They must catching up on the live. That's all he doing. He's giving us everything. We just gotta put the picture. Yo, I can clearly see Wyatt jumping off the boat, looking at Nolan like, yo, who the hell are you talking to? I'm telling you to jump on the boat. Let's effing go. Nolan ain't respecting that because the way he talking to him. Next thing you know, they probably got in a physical fight. And we don't know what happened after that, allegedly. Because Wyatt is your buddy. So you're going to protect Wyatt more than Nolan. And I put my life on that, allegedly. I put my life on that. Wyatt, that's your buddy. That's your buddy, nigga. Wyatt got a temper. Wyatt is dropping F-bombs and all this. Hold up. Now that I think about it, remember the first video that we got? Somebody was dropping the F-bomb? But then some anonymous friend said that was him? How many arguments was it at this goddamn island? Because remember the first video, somebody was dropping an F-bomb, but nobody know who the hell was dropping an F-bomb in that first video that we got? But now we get an interview with Warren. He's going to say that Wyatt was screaming at Nolan. Well, not screaming, but we assume that he was screaming at him. And he was dropping an F-bomb telling Nolan to jump on the boat. A lot of fights. That's the fact, Candy Girl. It seemed like it was a lot of fighting going on. Mm, 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 mm. Let's continue. It's a lot of lying going on.
And then explain how did you get to the point where you were concerned about Nolan? Because obviously you said, hey, Nolan, y'all need to, or somebody, not
When
you,
did I get
but
to that point?
you guys had made mention Nolan need to get on a boat.
Yeah.
He didn't.
Yeah.
You guys get back to wherever you're going.
Right.
Explain that. Did you guys go back to somebody's house, or you guys like what happened there? And then when did you feel like, well, wait a minute, where's Nolan?
Right. Okay. Well, running in was very chaotic. I mean, Nolan chose to stay on the island, so my focus wasn't on anything else other than the boat, you know, because if the boat doesn't get in, then no one gets in. You know, I don't want to sink out there on my buddy's boat, and no one does. But my buddy Wyatt jumped out and pulled the plug on the boat once we kind of got out there, because he got the motor to trim down. And the motor trimmed down, my buddy Wyatt pulled the plug, and we planed off. We moved all the weight to the front of the boat so we could plane off. And eventually we planed off, and the boat was running. So when you're planed off and you have water in the boat and you're hauling, you know, we're going pretty fast. We're going probably 40, 42 miles an hour. And so all that excess water that was built up in the boat is coming out of the boat. So, I mean, that's what we had to do. So we ran into Fort Bayou, and we didn't just run straight to my buddy's grandparents' house. We ran into Fort Bayou. A couple of us jumped in the water, and Wyatt, like the whole reason for the stop was so Wyatt could hop in and put the plug back in the boat. So then after that, we went and docked it, and I went back to my buddy's house and we ate.
Here we go with the buddy shit. Shout out to Miss Naturally, man. She said, I don't like the word jealous, but they all was jealous of Nolan. Nolan was doing something with his life and leaving them behind the next day. Shout out to you, love, for that super chat, man. Shout out to you for that $5. I appreciate that. I believe they was jealous too. And not for nothing, respectfully. And I don't mean to be, I don't know if you just joining my channel, but sometimes I get a little animated sometimes over here. But respectfully, I think Nolan was actually smashing their little poom pooms out there, and they got a little jealous. Nolan was getting a lot of attention. He's a tall, little, handsome black kid, whatever, half Filipino also, and he probably was attracting a lot of little bunnies out there, and a lot of them probably didn't like that. So he probably was getting a lot of little poom poom numbers, and he probably was bagging the little poom pooms out there. And like I said, Warren, he got other friends. Do we know the other friends actually got that same vibe with Warren with Nolan? We don't know. They might be jealous of him. The guy Wyatt, you know, the kid Wyatt and all this, he dropping F-bombs telling Nolan to come on the boat. I could clearly see that was an argument right there because they were drinking, allegedly. Let's continue, though.
And napped for a little bit. It was a long day at the island, so we were all tired. And eventually, we go over to a girlfriend of mine. She was having people over for 4th of July. We were doing like fireworks and stuff, so we all went over there to swim and hang.
This shit is very important. When he got back to the land, he said that he actually stopped by one of his girlfriend's house because they was doing the 4th of July on fireworks. Now, a lot of people was questioning where the hell they was doing the fireworks at. Because I remember when I first did the live, people in the chat was like, yo, Smoke, but Nolan might have stood back and watched the fireworks on the island. Now, I want to ask anybody that's from Mississippi, that's down from that area, do they actually do fireworks on that island? Horn Island. I need somebody to answer that question, please. Somebody tell me that's from around that area. Do they actually do fireworks on Horn Island? Because a lot of people was actually wondering. Somebody, King, who was that? That's a homie, King Raven. That's homie, King Raven. Pardon me, King Raven saying, yeah. Anybody else know that Horn Island does fireworks on the island? Come on, man. We got 800 goddamn people in the building. I know somebody from Mississippi down there. Come on, y'all. What we doing here? No fireworks from the island because how dangerous it gets. He said, I'm from Mississippi. The fireworks shows on the lakes and the island are common in Mississippi. So somebody said they do the fireworks on the island sometimes. But then somebody said, no, hold up, man. Can we get it confirmed? No, we don't. No, they were doing it them downtown. A lot of people saying no. So now we could say that Nolan stay behind and look at no goddamn fireworks. That's the reason why I'm breaking this up. So they want to say Nolan stood behind with Katie and all this shit, right? So, okay, we're going to say, what? He stood behind with Katie and look at the goddamn fireworks on the island? So that's the reason why I'm asking that question, so we can X that shit out. We can X that Nolan didn't stay there to go look at no goddamn fireworks. Hello? That's the reason why I'm breaking this up. That's confirmed. I just Googled it. So they don't do that shit. No, they were doing it downtown. Shout out to Rock. Appreciate that, Rock. I think Rock from Texas. You from Texas, right, Rock? Smoke, no fireworks on Horn. Not a section because it's a barrier area. Not sanctioned because it's the barrier area. I got you. Who said that? Shout out to Nikki Lynn. Shout out to Nikki Lynn for bringing that up. Shout out to you, Nikki Lynn. Somebody said, let's ask Chat GPT. Hey, yo, y'all bugged out. Shout out to Jay Strong, man. He bugged out, yo. He said I live in Texas from Chicago. You already know, Rock. Mm-mm-mm. Let's continue though, man. So now we know Nolan ain't stayed for no goddamn fireworks. There's a lot of shit going on. Let me tell you one thing that we all could actually we realize. It's a lot of this going on the island. It's a lot of aggressive talking. There was a fight going on between his little brother and some other little ops that his little brother got into it. Then we got Wyatt being aggressive because his boat is having mechanical problems, and he probably loopy because they've been drinking since Saturday morning. Because Warren said that in the first interview. Yeah, we was drinking all day. He said all day, so that means since the morning time all the way till they got to the island. So they've been drinking on a boat, all that shit. Hello, this boy talking a lot, man. He's talking a lot. He probably don't even notice that. Let's continue.
Long day at the island. So a couple of us jumped in the water, and Wyatt, like the whole reason for the stop was so Wyatt could hop in and put the plug back in the boat. So then after that, we went and docked it, and I went back to my buddy's house, and we ate and napped for a little bit. It was a long day at the island, so we were all tired, and eventually we go over to a girlfriend of mine. She was having people over for 4th of July. We were doing like fireworks and stuff, so we all went over there to swim and hang out. And I was
this infamous picture that I've seen online of Nolan in the water in the swimming pool.
Yeah.
Where is this picture associated with? Because you said you guys went back to swim. Nolan wasn't with you.
Yeah.
So where is this picture at? Like,
Right.
what's the context around the picture that's been floating?
That picture is taken on June 27th, a week before the 4th of July. We all went to a friend of ours in Pass Christian. We have a lot of friends from Bay St. Louis, Pass Christian. We all went over there to hang out, and
And Nolan was in that picture.
Nolan was in that picture. And if you look in the picture, my arm is around Nolan in that picture, And I mean, that was a week before the 4th of July. So that picture is not associated within even the same. I mean, that was like a week before. So, yeah.
So you guys are now at swimming and having a good time at a lady friend's house.
Right. I never got to the pool. I talked to her dad for a while.
Okay.
And I mean, all my friends were downstairs. I went upstairs, talked to her dad. We were talking about boats and stuff. And, I've been with my friends all day. I was just talking to everybody. But
So you talked to the young lady's dad, and then how long was it before you realized, or you guys realized that, well, where's Nolan at?
I mean, we all went to a friend of ours in Pass Christian. We have a lot of friends from Bay St. Louis, Pass Christian. We all went over there to have people over for 4th of July. The boat is coming out of the boat. So, I mean, that's what we had to do. So we ran into Fort Bayou, and we didn't just run straight to my buddy's grandparents' house. We ran into Fort Bayou. A couple of us jumped in the water, and Wyatt, like the whole reason for the stop was so Wyatt could hop in and put the plug back in the boat. So then after that, we went and docked it, and I went back to my buddy's house, and we ate and napped for a little bit. It was a long day at the island, so we were all tired and
Towed in, and you make it back. Now explain how.
I ain't trying to hear that shit. Let me show y'all the picture. So pardon me, I had to use the restroom right quick. But I heard this while I heard, yeah, I'm on it. Hold up. So you telling me this a week before, right? Can you explain these grown ass people in this goddamn picture then? Can you explain this grown ass people in this goddamn picture? He said that's him holding Nolan. This is the infamous picture right here. Oh yeah, I had to run back. I had to run back to the mic. When I heard that, I said, "Oh, let me hurry up and run back." I had to run back. Yeah, exactly. Pause. This is the infamous picture. Now we all want to know who this grown ass man in the picture with this grown ass lady with y'all. That's your girlfriend, stepfather, father? Because a lot of people saying that he looked like he's kind of, yeah, nigga got American tattoo on his chest, all types of shit. Yeah, exactly. And he's saying that's him holding his hand around Nolan in the picture. So everybody that said that wasn't Nolan in the swimming pool, Warren confirmed this shit. He said that's him right there in the picture, got his hands around Nolan. How is your girlfriend father? Because the way he look in his picture, I don't know. Buddy, right? Exactly. You down with the buddy gang with your girlfriend father? Let's start there before we continue. You down with the buddy gang with your girlfriend father? Because you told us the pool party's a week before 4th of July, and that's you holding Nolan with your hands around him. Your girlfriend father look mad crazy in that pool, champ. He don't look like he's one of them type of nerd type fathers. Y'all understand what I'm saying? And I'm going by looks. I'm going by looks. Shout out to Melissa for that $5 super chat. Rest in peace, Nolan. Thanks for always being on point, Smoke. You already know. I'm on a net. Because you want to say that's your girlfriend parents' house. I guess that's the two right there, right? That's the grown man and the grown woman. And a lot of people was looking at this grown man like, they was questioning his character. We're gonna say that. We're gonna say it in a better way. They was questioning his character, the way he look in that picture. Your girlfriend father, because that's your girlfriend father, because you went to her pool at her house. So this is the week before. You said this is her house with the pool. I just wanted to confirm that. Let's continue.
That you get to the point where you were concerned about Nolan? Because obviously you said, hey, Nolan, y'all need to, or somebody, not
When
you,
did I get
but
to that point?
you guys that may mention Nolan need to get on a boat.
Yeah.
He didn't.
Yeah.
You guys get back to wherever you're going.
Right.
Explain that. Did you guys go back to somebody's house, or you guys like what happened there? And then when did you feel like, well, wait a minute, where's Nolan?
Right. Okay. Well, running in was
Come on, gang. Let's get them likes up, man. Let's get 600 likes in the building, man. We only need about 18, 17 likes. Let's get 17 likes in the building. We got 800 people in the building, close to 1,000. Ain't nobody gonna talk they shit like smoke news, to be honest. Smash that like button, because I'm breaking this shit down the way we break it down over here. Yo, Warren, we gotta ask your girlfriend what her father's about. That nigga look crazy in that pool, bro. You down with the buddy group because of her father? It looked like he's down with something the way he looked like in that pool. Allegedly. I'm just saying alleged. Let's continue.
chaotic. I mean, Nolan chose to stay on the island, so my focus wasn't on anything else other than the boat, because if the boat doesn't get in.
God damn, that boy, I'm telling you, Travis killing that super chat, man. I appreciate that. You might as well grab that membership, Travis. Shit. Shout out to Travis, man. The homie in the back of the pool picture got USA on his chest. That's his girlfriend father. Also looked like Nolan got some trunks onto him. This is the part, Travis, where I'm trying to explain to you. In this part of the interview, he said that because like I said, shout out to Tatum for asking him that question about the pool picture. That's the shit I just pulled up for y'all. He asked him what was that picture like, when did y'all take that picture? According to Warren, he said the 27th, a week before July 4th. And he said that's his girlfriend house. So we see two grown ass people in the pool with all these little college kids. We don't know which one is his girlfriend, obviously, because he didn't tell us which one is girlfriend in the picture. But I'm gonna tell you which one I think is his girlfriend. Hold up. Look at the girl with the pink right here next to next to the grown ass woman that's next to the grown ass man. I think that's her two parents. Am I lying, gang? Look at the grown man, look at the grown woman, and who's next to the grown woman? Who's right next to the grown woman? Who right next to the grown woman with that pink bikini suit on right there? That's their daughter, and that's allegedly Warren Pike's girlfriend. That's her parents. Yeah, the pictures from. He didn't say the picture from June. Roz Vaughn. He didn't say. See that's why I'm. See, this is what I hate when people jump into live and start saying shit like this. You clearly hear Warren said the picture was a week before 4th of July. Officer Tatum just asked him that goddamn question. Roz Vaughn. Tatum just asked him the question. We about to get to it. I'm just rewinding it. Warren said the picture's a week before 4th of July. So if it was June 27th, okay, but it's a week before. But that's his girlfriend's house. But look at the parents. Look at the father. You telling me his father work at a goddamn technology building or some shit like that? A tech building? If it was a week before, he said a week before 4th of July, it doesn't even matter what damn picture you took this shit on. You went back on 4th of July after Nolan was missing. We got to find out what your girlfriend father character is, because this nigga look crazy in this picture. And I'm very good at looking at people, and I'm very good at judging their character the way they look. That man looked like he don't wear glasses. That's not your particular nerd father right there. That's not your average little nerd father that's like 50 something years old. Nah, that's not that. This man clearly looked like he up to no good, allegedly. When people first seen this picture, everybody thought that was the local drug dealer. Am I lying, gang? Now we find out that's actually Warren's girlfriend parents, because those are the only two grown ass people that's in the pool with them. That nigga look crazy. I don't care what nobody say. That grown ass man look crazy. Warren girlfriend father, if that's him, and obviously that's got to be him, because he clearly said this is the week before 4th of July. This is his girlfriend pool, and I think his girlfriend is the one with the pink bikini on next to her parents. They said, "Who you know though, Smoke?" Oh, what you say? Who you know though, Smoke? Just like your name, I don't know shit. I don't know nothing. You see, we got bozos like this. I got time. He gonna say, "Who you know though, Smoke?" Just like your name, I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing either, nigga. I'm just reviewing everything these niggas are saying. That part. Now you feel dumb? I ain't gonna even block you. I'm just gonna make sure yo, Maz, make sure you see him say something else, man. Get that person out of here, yo. Somebody say he look like a bouncer. Hey, yo, somebody say he look like a bouncer. He said, "How you know though, Smoke?" You know what? I ain't gonna even explain myself. I'm just gonna get your ass up out of here, because your whole tag say I don't know nothing. So obviously you don't know shit. So what the hell I need to explain to your ass? Let me get your ass out of here. Let's continue with this though, man. Smash that like button. You can't make this shit up. You got a dude use a profile that say I don't know nothing, and he gonna ask me how you know, Smoke. Nigga, I'm going by what the hell we watching, what we seeing, and going through these interviews. Since you don't know nothing, that's why your ass out of here, man. Well, maybe you need to know something. Man, get yourself together, whoever that was, man. These dudes bugged out, y'all.
And I don't want to sink out there on my buddy's boat, and no one does. But my buddy Wyatt jumped out and pulled the plug on the boat once we kind of got out there, because he got the motor to trim down. And the motor trimmed down. My buddy Wyatt pulled the plug, and we planed off. We moved all the weight to the front of the boat so we could plane off. And eventually we planed off, and the boat was running. So when you're planed off and you have water in the boat and you're hauling, we're going pretty fast. We're going probably 40, 42 miles an hour. And so all that excess water that was built up in the boat is coming out of the boat. So, I mean, that's what we had to do. So we ran into Fort Bayou, and we didn't just run straight to my buddy's grandparents' house. We ran into Fort Bayou. A couple of us jumped in the water, and Wyatt, like the whole reason for the stop was so Wyatt could hop in and put the plug back in the boat. So then after that, we went and docked it, and I went back to my buddy's house, and we ate and napped for a little bit. It was a long day at the island, so we were all tired, and eventually we go over to a girlfriend of mine. She was having people over for 4th of July. We were doing like fireworks and stuff, so we all went over there to swim and hang out. And
this infamous picture that I've seen online of Nolan in the water in the swimming pool.
Yeah.
Where is this picture associated with? Because you said you guys went back to swim. Nolan wasn't with you.
Yeah.
So where is this picture at? Like, what's the context around the picture that's been floating?
That picture is taken on June 27th, a week before the 4th of July. We all went to a friend of ours in Pass Christian. We have a lot of friends from Bay St. Louis, Pass Christian. We all went over there to hang out, and
And Nolan was in that picture.
Nolan was in that picture, and if you look in the picture, my arm is around Nolan in that picture. And that was a week before the 4th of July, so that picture is not associated within even the same. That was like a week before, so yeah.
So you guys are now at swimming and having a good time at a lady friend's house.
Right. I never got to the pool. I talked to her dad for a while, and all my friends were downstairs. I went upstairs, talked to her dad. We were talking about boats and stuff, and
Y'all believe that? He said when he got there. Now, this is when Nolan, he's at the island. You remember, he said they went home, they crashed out, they woke up, they went to go see the fireworks. They did a lot of things while Nolan was on the island with his phone. Hello. Y'all not catching what this kid is saying? They did a lot. They went home. They took a nap at his buddy's house. After that, we went to go see fireworks at my girl's house, so we decided to go over there. He went to his girlfriend's house. Next thing you know, he talking about that. He went upstairs with his father. They're going to talk about boats. It's 4th of July. Y'all believe that? They're not catching that? Nolan is at the island. They crash to the land. They go take a nap at his buddy's house, whatever. They wake up. They want to go see the fireworks, so they decide to go to his girlfriend's house with the infamous pool party. This picture right here. Hold up. It's for the people that just joining, that don't want to believe this shit, what I'm saying, allegedly. So they wake up. They go to his girlfriend's house at this pool party because this is Zach's house he went to a week after. He said this picture was taken a week before. And he's saying that he went upstairs to talk to this man and talk about boats. Do he look like he talk about boats? Can I ask anybody in the chat? Do this man look like he talk about boats on the 4th of July? He said his buddies was downstairs and he was upstairs talking to his girlfriend, to his girlfriend father about boats. Y'all believe that? Y'all believe that shit? This man was upstairs talking to her father about boats on the 4th of July while his buddies was downstairs. I'm starting to think you was upstairs talking about what happened to Nolan. That's what you was upstairs talking to your girlfriend father about? What happened to Nolan? And y'all trying to figure out what's going on? There's no way in the world y'all talking about boats on 4th of July, kid. Her father loopy too. This man looked like he straight get loopy. You think he want to talk about boats at 10, 9? You won't even give us a time when you arrived there. That's number one. You think he want to talk about shit like that? Boats. You ain't talk about mechanical boat problem that you had. You said you was upstairs talking about boats. So you sat down and just sat with your girlfriend father that looked like he's the man looked like he's healthy. Looked like he go to the gym in that pool party, in that pool picture. We ain't talking about a 75-year-old old-ass man that's sitting in his room on 4th of July and talking to his son-in-law about boats. Y'all really believe that? Let me ask you a question, Warren. How old is your girlfriend father? Because I only see 60 and up talking about boats on 4th of July. Oh, y'all want me to pull the picture back up in the pool party? Because you can clearly tell that's his girlfriend father. Hold up, let me pull it back up. You think this man talking about boats? Y'all see all the kids in the pool party. They're all college kids. You see 2 grown adults. And then you see a girl right next to the woman, and you can clearly see she's holding that woman's hand. That's his girlfriend with that pink bikini on. That's her parents. What the hell are we talking about here, bro? And people sitting here think I'm making this up. No, you clearly hear. He's telling you that. He's telling you everybody in the picture. I went to my girl pool. I went to my girlfriend house. She got a pool. That picture was taken a week before. We was at her house. That's what Warren said. So when you look at the picture, who's the only 2 adults in the middle and who's right next to the 2 adults? That's got to be his girlfriend with the pink bikini on, with the pink one on. The little white girl standing right behind the grown woman holding her hands. Cut it out, bro. And he said that's him holding Nolan in the back of the picture. He just said that in an interview. Somebody said lawsuit. Lawsuit from where? What's a lawsuit coming from? Sean Modi. I'm telling you, right? That's what Shay said. Shay said, man, that nigga ain't talking about no boats with that face.
I mean, I've been with my friends all day. I was just talking to everybody. But
So you talked,
Louis past Christiana, we all went over there to hang out. And,
and Nolan was in that picture. That
Nolan was in
Nolan.
that picture. And if you look in the picture, my arm is around Nolan in that picture, And, I mean, that was a week before the 4th of July. So that picture is not associated within even the same. I mean, that was like a week before. So, yeah.
So you guys are now at swimming and having a good time at a lady friend's house.
Right. I never got to the pool. I talked to her dad for a while.
Okay.
And, I mean, all my friends were downstairs. I went upstairs, talked to her dad. We were talking about boats and stuff. And, I've been with my friends all day. I was just talking to everybody. But
So you talked to the young lady's dad, and then how long was it before you realized, or you guys realized that, well, where's Nolan at?
I mean, I went back downstairs, and all my friends were just hanging out. And my buddy Wyatt had addressed, talking about Nolan. And I was like, well, where is Nolan? Have y'all heard from him? And he was like,
how long was it before you realized, or you guys realized that, well, where's Nolan at?
I mean, I went back downstairs, and all my friends were just hanging out. And my buddy Wyatt had addressed, talking about Nolan. And I was like, well, where is Nolan? Have y'all heard from him? And he was like, no, we haven't. And I was like, okay, well, it's a little concerning. Like, I mean, I'm not freaking out or anything, but like, I'm trying to find out where Nolan is. So I texted Javon, and I was like, hey, and also a couple other buddies that I had at the island. I was like, hey, have y'all seen Nolan? Did he ride in with y'all? And all the buddies were like, no. Well, I texted Javon, and I was like, hey, can you send me Miss Christine's number? Because I haven't heard from Nolan. And if she hasn't heard from Nolan, then I'm calling the Coast Guard. And so eventually Javon sends me her number.
Who is her? That's
Miss Christine.
Miss Christine is
Nolan's mom.
Nolan's mom. Okay.
Yeah. And I walked down to the dock because, I mean, there was a lot of people at Ava. It's not a lot, but, there was probably 15 of our friends there. And I was just like, walked down to the dock with a couple of my buddies, and I got on the phone. I called Miss Christine, called her the first time. She didn't answer. I called her a second time, and I got on the phone with her, and I asked her if she had heard from Nolan. She said,
Remember when Mama Love said that she never got phone calls for them, but when she got that phone call, she knew something was wrong? Mama Love clearly said that in one of the press conferences. She said, when I got that phone call from them, she said them, not Javon and the ones that be in his house. She said, because they never call her. Throughout all the fresh shit that he had with Nolan, he never talked to her on the phone. Mama Love said this. I'm not making this up. She clearly said this shit in her on the first press conference, her first interviews and shit. So she said when she got that phone call, she knew something was wrong. Mm, mm, mm.
And I said, all right, well, don't freak out. I'm going to call the Coast Guard. And this was at about 11 o'clock.
So what's your intent in calling the Coast Guard, right? Because right now, Nolan could be with a chick. He could be with somebody else.
Right.
He could have gone back with somebody else. What made you concerned enough that you felt like you couldn't weigh it out anymore? You had to call the Coast Guard.
Well, I mean, like I said, my friends and I have been on the water our whole life. Stuff happens. People die all the time. I know people that have died out there. And, you know, it's a fun place to be, but it's also a very, very dangerous place to be if you're not handling it right. And Nolan, so I hadn't heard from him. And obviously, I'm thinking I'd way rather be safe than sorry. I mean, I would rather call the Coast Guard 100 times and lose my mind over it and my buddy be okay than, you know, not, and me not know where he is and him not be okay. And so I called the Coast Guard and I talked to them on the phone for like 20 minutes, gave him a description, what Nolan was wearing, the last place we were at, the last time I saw him, who we were with, what boat we were on, the conditions of the water, just a summary. And I called Miss Christine back after and I talked to her and I said, I got in contact with the Coast Guard. I'm not sure who she called or, what she did, but I think she said she was going to make a couple phone calls to either DMR or Jackson County Sheriff's Office. And I was thinking worst case scenario. Like, I mean, I would.
Do that sound like a good old best friend? Hey Warren, let me ask you a question. If that was Wyatt, would you have this same attitude, no sympathy, no emotion, no tears for Wyatt and the rest of your buddies if it was the other way around? I just want to ask that question because it's like you keep snapping your teeth. That's all I hear, snap teeth. Yeah, I'll just, yo, this sound like somebody that was never concerned, didn't care. It sound like this shit, bro. That shit crazy, yo. It only been 2 weeks. And the way this kid is acting, I don't want a friend like this, bro. I do not want a friend like this. For all y'all YNs out there, for all y'all YNs, that's why I tell my daughter be careful who your friend is because I do not want nobody like this around me that don't got no tears for me, no sympathy, no emotions, nothing. I mean, nothing. You even took Tatum to the island and you didn't even break a tear on the last moment that this boy he had his feet on. We played that interview yesterday. They went to the island. The last moment that this kid had his moments and you called him as a brother. You didn't even share not one tear, no emotion, no sympathy, and you still not showing it. How the hell is that your friend and your brother, or according to you, your friend? Because you don't put him in the buddy list. This shit crazy, boy. No emotions at all. Only thing I hear is snapping teeth like a bi. Yeah, I'm tired. I'm tired. Sound like a bi. That's what you sound like. The era I come, girls dudes that do that, sound like bi. I don't know, that's a new generation thing, but nah, where I come from, you sound like our bi. shit is crazy. No sympathy, no tears, and nothing. Whoa. I don't want that kind of friend, man. Yo, y'all YNs, be careful who y'all choose y'all friends, man. Seriously.
Rather be safe than sorry about it. Gave him a description, what Nolan was wearing, the last place we were at, the last time I saw him, who were we with, what boat we were on, the conditions of the water, just a summary. And I called Miss Christine back after, and I talked to her, and I said I got in contact with the Coast Guard. I'm not sure who she called or what she did, but I think she said she was going to make a couple phone calls to either DMR or Jackson County Sheriff's Office. And I was thinking worst case scenario. I would way rather be safe than sorry about this,
Yeah, so you called. So it seems like you called mom immediately.
Right.
Probably the first phone call that she got from anybody.
That's the first phone call, at least I made. And I would assume that's the first phone call she got from anybody because Javon hadn't called her. And, there's nothing wrong with that, but Javon hadn't called her. And, I was just worried about my friend. Stuff happens out there, boat problems, it could be anything. But, there's a lot of stuff that happens out there, and I was just worried about my friend.
And so you guys made that call, nothing that night. And I'm assuming you wake up the next day, and then what happens?
I wake up the next day at about 7:30, and my dad had texted me because obviously Nolan's photo was all over Facebook, and I just saw it everywhere, and I was freaked out because I was like, oh my gosh, I assumed Nolan's just we had been drinking all day, and that he's just sleeping somewhere, and that he's okay, but I didn't want to believe that if we didn't know for sure. So, next day I woke up and my stepdad walked to my room and he said, hey, have they heard anything about Nolan? What's going on? Because I hadn't spoke to him. And he was like, I was like, yeah, no, I don't know. I had just gotten up. And he was like, all right, well, we're going and getting on the boat and looking for him. And I was like, okay, yeah. So I got my buddy Ricky, I got my buddy Brooks, I got my buddy Jax. My mom came on the boat with my stepdad and I, and we all went out there and looked. When I got out there, there was dozens of DMR boats, helicopters, planes flying over Horn Island. And this wasn't just Horn Island. There was also Ship Island they were looking at, I'm sure, and Chandelier Island, Petty Boy. It wasn't just Horn Island specifically, but where I was at Horn, there were boats everywhere.
Let me ask y'all a question. Because I might be wrong, but I think I'm not wrong, to be honest. Let me ask y'all something. You can obviously tell that these kids, like he said he know the islands, he know the waters, he know the ins and outs, he know all that shit. If my friend is missing, right, and you getting a call and all that after 11 p.m. and all this shit, you saying that nobody seen Nolan, that's when y'all realized Nolan was missing, and you call the Coast Guard, don't you think you and your friends would jump back on the boat and try to go find your friends? It's only 5 to 10 miles. I'm pretty much sure y'all went on that island at nighttime also. Y'all bugged out white boys. I know for a fact y'all went on that island night times. Why y'all wait a whole nother day to go look for this kid? Why they took your stepfather to tell you, let's go look for him? Why you could, how can you even sleep at night knowing your friend is missing out there? And you just wake up snapping your teeth. Yeah, I just woke up in the morning. Yeah, my stepfather, he asked me, did I see Nolan? Everything was on Facebook. My stepfather decided to jump on the boat, go look for him. Me, him, and Jack. He mentioned some guy named Jack. Then him and Jack went to go look. Yo, this dude is too, laid back. You too laid back. It took your stepfather for you. So say your stepfather never wanted to go look for him that Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon, whatever time y'all went to go look for him. You telling me you wouldn't make the effort for you and your buddies to go look for your friend? That Sunday morning, the sun is up. The sun is up by 5 in the morning. 5:30 in the morning, the sun is already up. So it took your stepfather to tell you we about to go out there and to go look for him. It didn't take you to go say, hey, yo, buddies, we got to go look for Nolan. You can't make this shit up, yo. You can I don't even know who Jack is, real reality. Shout out to real I don't even know who the hell is Jack. That's an unlocked character now. He said clearly he said clearly his stepfather, they in the morning time they talk. His stepfather asked him, have you seen Nolan? He said no. Snapping his teeth. No. Oh, we about to go out there and go help and go look for them. It took your stepfather to go tell you to go look for your friend, your brother. But you and your buddies know how to ride boats. Why y'all getting loopy on 4th of July? You can't make this shit up, yo. Let's continue. I don't care who. We said Jackson that picture. I don't care who had the keys to the boat. Y'all got to remember this. They had 3 boats going out there. Only one boat had mechanical problems, and that was Wyatt. So if my boy missing out there Sunday morning, first thing in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, nigga, we jumping on my other 2 goddamn boats that took us out there the day before to go party, and we're gonna go search for my goddamn friend. There ain't no excuse. One boat down, nigga, we got 2 more to go. Let's go look for our homie. Hello. What excuse they got? It took their stepfather, according to him, to say, have you seen Nolan? I'm about to go help and go find him. This what Warren said. I'm not making this shit up. But if I was Warren, I would have been up. I couldn't even sleep at night. I would have been up 5 o'clock in the morning once the sun rise and call my buddies and tell them we're going to go jump on them other 2 boats that's working and go find my boy. Make it make sense, man. You can't make this shit up. Let's continue.
And not just like random boats, but like, you know, marine resource boats and, you know.
They had 2 other boats. There was only one boat that was sinking. In the beginning, they went out there with 3 boats. The boat that was sinking was Wyatt's. They had 2 other boats.
Cops and, you know, the whole 9. Like, it wasn't like there was just a couple boats looking for Nolan. There was planes and helicopters and, you know, everybody. So,
And then after this, you know, obviously they didn't find Nolan that day.
right.
And so what was your reaction like when you heard the news, or how did you hear the news that they found Nolan's body?
Well, the next day, well, it got to be about 1 o'clock on July 5th. And I was like, my mind started to turn. I was like, man, you know, if he's not awake yet, like, where is he? Like, you know, like I got very, very worried. And, you know, I was with my buddy Brooks the next day, and we're driving, and my buddies were texting my group chat. They were like, hey, listen, and then I got a phone call from my buddy Trace, and he was like, hey, man, they just found his body. And I was like, I wanted to have hope, but it was really, really hard to have hope when they haven't found your buddy in the last 2 days. And, but there's still a little bit of hope there, you know, like maybe, you know, he's not gone, and maybe, you know, he's okay.
That's the only time he called him buddy in 2 days. I just peeped that. That's the only time he called Nolan, I think, a buddy. He said they haven't found my buddy in 2 days. That's the only time they call him a buddy. Let's continue.
But like, I wanted to have hope, but it was really, really hard to have hope when they haven't found your buddy in the last 2 days. And, but there's still a little bit of hope there, you know, like maybe, you know, he's not gone, and maybe, you know, he's okay. But my reaction was just, I was with my buddy Brooks, and I broke down. I mean, I haven't experienced death a lot, but especially with someone I'm as close with as Nolan. And I mean, I broke down, and I sat there on my buddy Brooks' shoulder and I cried, and I was upset. I made a couple phone calls to my buddies and checked up on my buddies because, you know, I care about my buddies too. I mean, like, we're all experienced this. Like, we all realized at the same time. We all heard the news at the same time. Like, you know, he's gone, and so it was really, really hard on me. I mean, I've never experienced something like this, and it was traumatic. I mean, I could tell you where and when I was there when I got that phone call. You know, where I was, and I just remember, like, it was insane. Like, I can't even put into words how upset I was, you know, and how upset my friends were. So.
And then comes the stories and the backlash and,
Right.
and the craziness. I mean, you guys are now hearing that you're responsible for it. You did it. You killed Nolan. So what was the next step? Did you guys ever engage with police or?
Yeah. So the first time I talked to the police was July 7th. I talked to the lead investigator, and I told him my whole story, top to bottom. Dotted every I, crossed every T. I told him everything I knew, every little detail. I mean, everything I could, you know, tell them to try to figure something out, you know.
Were you the only one to talk to the cops, or
No, of course
some
not.
Of the other guys?
You know, every person that was included, especially, you know, the guys that you see on social media, everybody cooperated with the police fully. You know, Nolan was with us on the way out, and he rode out on the boats with us. So, I mean, we were the first people to get questioned. I mean, we cooperated with the police the first time they called us, and, you know, we talked to them, you know, as soon as they needed, and we were fully cooperative.
And we see Benjamin Crump coming to town, made it about race.
Right.
What's your feeling about that? Do you think that any of this has anything to do with race, or, because, I mean, obviously something happened to Nolan. It appears that you guys may not have been involved at all. When I say may not, it's no evidence that you were involved at all.
Right.
You guys had left.
Right.
But do you think that there's a racial component to any of this?
Of course not. I mean, I think if Nolan ever felt the most little bit uncomfortable around us, which we never gave him a reason to, but if he did, he wouldn't hang out around us. But if you go look on, you know, like, my friends have had Nolan posted all over our social medias, you know, since freshman year in high school. Like, if Nolan ever felt uncomfortable with us, why would he be hanging out with us all the time? I mean, every day we're back from college, we hang out and we're around each other all the time. So absolutely not. I would never look at Nolan any other way than I would any of my other friends. I mean, he was like a brother to me.
You guys had been interviewed by law enforcement. All of you guys have given statements. But then I think that there's a part associated with this that's being rumored out in the public, and that is the situation with the cell phone, potential deletion of messages. When did that occur, and what happened there?
We done been here about 3 hours and some change, gang. Shout out to Taylor for that interview. That junk had me on 100, I swear. But I guess he dropping a part 4 now with the cell phone thing. We don't even need to know what the cell phone thing, because at the end of the day, y'all had the cell phone from 4:30 p.m. all the way to 12 a.m. So what kind of excuse can you obviously make for that? What you gonna say? Nolan part he said, yo, just take my cell phone. I'm gonna stay out here with no cell phone. That shit doesn't make no sense to nobody. So I don't know what excuse he's gonna come out with the cell phone thing, to be honest, on part 4. It's nasty work, man. It's nasty work, boy. Nasty work. I'm telling y'all, boy. But I'm gonna play one more video, right? Now, shout out to I think it's Nicole Everything. Yeah, I think it's Nicole Everything. Hold up. Yeah, it's Nicole Everything. Shout out to Nicole Everything. She been getting a lot of DMs and information. Shout out to her. Shout out to you. I think she did an interview with Sam today, Secret Sam today. I gotta go check that out. I did an interview together. Them two did an interview earlier. But shout out to her. Now she got something. Because the reason why I'm bringing her video up, because it kind of links to this. Now, y'all clearly heard Warren said that Wyatt kind of talked to Nolan a little bit aggressive. dropping an F-bomb, telling Nolan to come on, whatever. That's aggressive. They ain't polite. They ain't like, yo, Nolan, come on, man, we out of here, dude. Like, come on, buddy, we out of here. No, Warren clearly said that Wyatt was upset about the boat. He was on 100. Wyatt been drinking since this morning, obviously, because he said that all of them been drinking since this morning before they got to the island. So you loopy, and you upset, and you dropping F-bombs telling Nolan to come on. Nolan got his hands around Katie. Well, this is what y'all saying. He's looking at y'all like, I'm not coming, which I don't understand because last time you seen Nolan Warren was at 3 o'clock. Y'all ain't leave till 4:30. So the reason why I'm bringing this up, because this next clip I'm about to bring up, Nicole Everything, shout out to her. Make sure y'all go follow her, go subscribe to her on all platforms. She got a clip that some females talking on Twitter Space. I don't know what platform this shit is from, but she bring up Wyatt. And she said that she heard that Wyatt got in an argument with Nolan that night. Some female. Let's play the clip.
Nolan was on Wyatt Pyron's 22.
Now, I want y'all to see this right here. Now, this some female saying that Wyatt smacked him in the head with something, a big pole, something. I don't know. Everything I'm showing y'all is alleged, but a lot of shit is going around. And we're just going to let this play out.
Nolan was on Wyatt Pyron's 22 Triton. On the way out, I went with my. Nolan was on Wyatt Pyron's 22 Triton. On the way out, I went with.
Now, they trying to say they got video of Wyatt throwing a weapon away. If y'all confused, the reason why this picture is coming up, because they're saying that Wyatt actually threw something away. And this is when the audio gonna come up, and I don't know how true this is. I'm just showing y'all this, man. But shout out to Nicole Everything.
Some speculation. Some speculation, like this is just like hearsay, that the boat was owned by this dude Wyatt, but when the boat got brought back, it was parked at Warren's house, which is his mom is the judge or whatever. And somebody said they drove by like later that night and like they were cleaning out the boat. Like it was like dark night, not like regular time when you would clean out a boat. It was like later at night.
About a person named Griffin Miles, who actually has a boat detailing business called Gulfside Detailing Co. Also, I want you guys to know that one of the specialties, and I got this directly from the page, interior detailing boat, plane, or car, you name it, we'll have it cleaner than the factory. And that's a quote. Also, this person graduated from Biloxi High School in 2026. And after the live, I'm going to post a picture of this said individual with none other than Nolan that was retrieved from their Facebook page.
They're trying to say this picture came from Nolan's phone. And one of these kids is like I said, is Warren friends. Remember when I told y'all that every friend ain't your friend? Maybe Warren is cool and look at Nolan as a brother, but maybe the other friends don't look at Nolan like a brother. I'm just saying.
Also, I want you guys to
Like later, the judge or why this dude. Some speculation, like this is just like hearsay, that the boat was owned by this dude Wyatt, but when the boat got brought back, it was parked at Warren's house, which is his mom is the judge or whatever. And somebody said they drove by like later that night and like they were cleaning out the boat. Like, it was like dark night, not like regular time when you would clean out a boat. It was like later at night.
About a person named Griffin Miles, who actually has a boat detailing business.
Now, the person she just said named allegedly, and everything we watch and hearing is alleged. She's saying the kid named Griffin Miles. These are kids that got money. Their parents are multi-millionaires over there, bro. This is what y'all don't understand. A lot of these kids that we talking about, their parents come from money. So one of the people that she's talking about, his name is Griffin. And remember when they called a private tow, a boat tow company? Well, this is what she's talking about. She said that besides that, calling a public one, they canceled that and called Griffin. And that's when Griffin came and got him, allegedly. And everything I say is alleged. This is nasty work, man.
Business.
They said they drove by, like, in the boat that some speculation, like this is just like hearsay, that the boat was owned by this dude Wyatt, but when the boat got brought back, it was parked at Warren's house, which is his mom is the judge or whatever. And somebody said they drove by like later that night and like they were cleaning out the boat. Like, it was like dark night, not like regular time when you would clean out a boat. It was like later at night.
About a person named Griffin Miles, who actually has a boat detailing business called Gulfside Detailing Co. Also, I want you guys to know that one of the specialties, and I got this directly from the page, interior detailing boat, plane, or car, you name it, we'll have it cleaner than the factory. And that's a quote. Also, this person graduated from Biloxi High School in 2026. And after the live, I'm going to post a picture of this said individual with none other than Nolan that was retrieved from their Facebook page. So there is definitely a link between Nolan and this person.
So we got unlocked characters. We got unlocked character. Now it makes sense why they called a private boat tow company, because they ain't want to get caught out there. Whatever they was trying to hide, allegedly. You can't make this shit up, man. You can't make it up.
This interview that Warren did, Nolan's quote unquote best friend, which I don't get that, this is about to put them in prison. Watch this video clip and tell me what you noticed. And I'm going to tell you what I noticed. This is unbelievable.
You can't believe what you see all the time online. You know, you know that better than anybody. But, I mean, there was boats lined up all the way down the island. And there was rows. There was a first row, there's a second row. We were in the third row where it drops off. And then there was even boats in front of us. And this went all the way down towards the east end of the island. And then there was people on the east tip. And we're on the north side now, but there was people on the south side too, lined up all the way down. And if you talk to anybody on the coast about this, they know that. Yeah. I mean, 4th of July, this is the hot spot. This is where people want to be. This is where people want to come out, hang out with their family and friends.
And people say that you guys just left Nolan behind. I've seen reports of people saying that you just left him. I see reports of people saying that you asked him to get on the boat.
Now, two main things I noticed.
He didn't.
First thing is,
what's the truth in that?
They keep talking about how many people there, million boats, million people. Well, the more you tell me how many people was there, the more I'm asking you, why the fuck nobody know nothing and don't know what happened to Nolan? Second thing is, no emotion. Your friend just passed away in a mysterious circumstance, your best friend, and you are walking the last pieces of sand, you're walking on the last piece of sand that he witnessed, you are where he passed away at. And you're not crying, you're not choked up. You just talking like it's nothing. This shit stinks and I don't like it.
That's what I said. Shout out to the homie, man. Make sure y'all go follow him. Because how you gonna take Tatum to the last moment Nolan was at? Don't choke up. Don't show no tears, no motion, and just like, yeah, that's the wave over there with the tide. It could drop down to 20 feet over there. That's the east side of it over there. A lot of people don't hang on that side. This side over here, like what? Like what? Like, bro, you walking on the island with your last brother that you consider your brother, your friend, not your buddies, your brother. You consider him your buddy after he passed away. That shit is bugged out to me because that's the only time you consider him your buddy. That one time when you found out he passed away. Oh yeah, we was concerned because one of my buddies is missing 2 hours. Like what? You had Dan there probably like a 2 hour interview, hour and some change interview with Tatum. You ain't mentioned he was your buddy not one time. Just your friend and your brother, huh? But you want to show now one tear on the last spot that he laid his feet on, and the last spot he took his breath at, allegedly, because we don't even know if he actually got unalive on the island. The way he was placed, that shit looked like y'all placed him there, allegedly. That's why you ain't showing no tears, because he didn't get unalive on the island. Hello. What emotions at? What the feelings? You know Nolan since you was in 8th grade. And a little bit before that, you said, according to what you told us on your interview. And you telling me you ain't got no type of tears for this kid? We supposed to believe that you cried on one of your buddy's shoulders in the car when you found out that Nolan body was missing? This is what you told us in the interview. We supposed to believe that shit? There ain't no camera. There ain't nobody to verify that shit. There ain't nobody to stamp that. All y'all is hiding in the bush. All your buddies don't want to be interviewed. So how the hell we should believe you? Yeah, when I found out Nolan body was missing, I was with my buddy, I shared, man, I was crying on the shoulder. I don't believe that shit, because you ain't showing no emotion right now. It only been 2 weeks, champ. 2 weeks. And some change. I ain't trying to hear none of that shit. If you wasn't invited to the funeral, at least show some emotion in this interview. At least show the family that you actually care. Because you really care, not for nothing, man. You're only 18, 19 years old, bro. If something really accidentally happened to Nolan, you would have shared a tear, bro. You covering up for somebody, something, or somewhere. I don't know what it is. It's one of your buddies. That's why you got this cocky mentality the way you walking. They ain't your friend. I don't care what nobody say. They ain't your friend. Because that was your friend, this is the perfect moment to show some type of sympathy, emotion, tears, anything. You just did an interview, bro. His family watching this shit. What are we talking about? We ain't the only one watching this. His family watching this. You ain't showing out one tear, but he always was at your house. Yeah, the jig is definitely up, real reality. He covering up for his brother. He covering up for something. Because you done brought, before I get out of here, you done brought up fights. You done brought up Wyatt. You done dry snitched on Wyatt. Because obviously Wyatt is mad aggressive over there over his boat. So he's dropping F-bomb on Nolan. We don't know if Nolan was with his we don't know if Nolan was with a girl at that moment when Wyatt was actually embarrassing him, dropping F-bombs, telling him to come on the boat. We don't know what other words he used. We don't know if Nolan actually got back on a argument and saying things back to Wyatt, and things might have got a little out of hand. Wyatt might have jumped off the boat, approached Nolan face to face. We don't know. But we know Wyatt had a whole aggressive moment towards Nolan, according to Warren. And you dropped that your friend, your little brother got in a physical fight. And you, some strange reason, you said Nolan was nowhere around that fight, which is hard for me to believe. Because Nolan gonna look at your brother like a little brother. But the way you breaking the story down, that's a lot of loopholes in this shit. Pause. I'm up out of it. We've been here about 3. This is the longest I've been on. The first one was 3 hours. Now we done did 3 hours and 30 minutes, man. I appreciate everybody that pulled up. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. If you ain't hit that subscribe, I don't know what you waiting on, to be honest. We be rocking over here. We entertaining. We bring a lot of laughter too. We just don't be sitting here be sad all day, be all emotional. You know how some podcasters, they have you crying all day for a whole hour and a half. We ain't doing that over here. When we see a couple of lies, we're gonna laugh at them lies. And we're gonna make a character out of them. That part. And there's nothing wrong with that, because these are serious cases and people bring bullshit narrative involving serious cases. So with the bullshit the narrative they bring, we laugh at that. That's entertaining. So for the people that's coming in here and seeing me laugh, oh, he laughing over the case. No, that's not the case. We laughing at the ones that's lying. So let me put that clearly. We laughing at the ones that's lying. Those are the ones we laughing at. Rest in peace to Nolan Wells, man. Shout out to all my moms, all love. Y'all already know how we rock over here. Light one up, man. Light one for Nolan too for the night. That part. You know what I mean? So we're gonna continue with this because there's way more to come. So y'all already know. Keep that notification bell on for my videos. Also, I gotta get back to my hip hop videos. A lot of hip hop breaking news I gotta get to. It's a lot of shit going on that side. We definitely gonna get to that. So make sure you keep the notifications so I can drop the videos on that. And smash that like, that hype, subscribe button, follow me on Kick. I'm up out of here, man. It's your boy Smoke News TV, man. Grab that membership too. Salute, gang. I'm out of here, man.
Yeah. This is Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Let's get to it. Smoke News TV, where the truth gets revealed. Every headline getting peeled, every rumor getting grilled. Hip hop industry drama, every deal. If it's making noise, then you know I'm in the field. Smoke News TV. I sit back and wait on it. Cause the truth always rises when the smoke starts clearing. Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Breaking down the latest, every story got layers. Everybody got opinions, I'ma do the homework first. Looking past the captions, digging deeper than the surface. Cause every viral headline don't determine what the truth is. Beef, contracts, albums, interviews. Who's making power moves, who's just chasing views. Some call it gossip, I call it research. Connecting every dot before I give my first words. If it's solid, I'ma say it. If it's weak, I'ma call it. If I catch somebody moving funny, that's nasty work. Close Smoke News TV. We back in the bill. Smoke News TV. We back in the. No bias over here. I just call what I see. Whether legends or the rookies, everybody gets reviewed. Culture over clout, that's the code I live by. Every episode, another conversation amplified. So yo, if you're rocking with the movement, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel and hype your boy up. Every time the smoke rises, you already